Hi, everyone. We're doing okay. I've been, like, dreading this. I don't know why. Just have been. I don't like making these tutorials, but... you know, you'll see what this is in a second. I've been going without for now. Technically, they're not my records. Part 2 and Part 2 Remaster are two separate leaderboards. That being said, of course, there really isn't any reason to go back to the original Part 2. Timing method is different. I think if you were to take my run on original Part 2, but put in the rules of speedrun mode, might still be the record. I don't know. I gotta do some Part 2 remaster runs. At some point. It's probably the first thing I'm doing when I'm put this away. I know, well, here's the thing. I hate making these tutorials. I just do. They're a lot. Blake, that's not new. Unless it's new. I'm pretty sure I found that. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I found that. As long as you're on 60 FPS, there isn't that much different. Yeah, well, like you said, that tutorial's old, so... yeah. Like, I'm still just thinking how I want to organize this. Well, I start up and then I just start talking. That's really it. We'll get started in a sec. I might only get just one chapter done today. I'm dreading this whole thing, so I think just getting one out of the way will be beneficial. Then we can tackle more of it tomorrow. Like, I had to set this whole thing up. You'll see the layout I'm going to be using. So, yeah. I go in depth. It's what I do. gotta update that command. Yeah, he came up with a different strategy. He came up with a different strategy I saw in the Discord. I assume it's faster. Ah, boy. Yeah, that's good. I'm kind of looking forward to returning. I don't know. Yeah, when I hit record, I'm not acknowledging chat or anything. Or oh, alerts. I have to turn off alerts. And hello, everyone. I'm going to be like ecstatic when this is over, then we can actually get back to playing and speedrunning on a console. That'll be nice. Permadeath is going to be, well, it's going to be something. But I've been so tired of like the other thing. That PC grind in this tutorial making is going to make permadeath seem like a vacation. Plus, if you set it to per chapter, it makes the experience not that bad, because if you die, you can at least simulate continuing. And I'm sure I will do plenty of that, as long as the mistakes happen later. But yeah, the goal for today is just to get one video out of the way. Oh, south. Yeah, I'm doing alright. Doing alright. Just killing some time, still thinking about what I wanna. What I want to start with. I think what I'm going to start with is just showing some basic movements, like the sprinting and the tired sprinting, and then I'm going to have to spend a few days learning them. There's not that much that's different, but still enough. There's still enough. I want to talk about, like, before I start the run, I want to talk about, like, picking up. What is it? I want to start picking things up without having to crouch, like the weapon swapping. I want to talk about sprinting and tired sprinting. And, yeah. I've done permadeath before. I still have the record for grounded permadeath on PC and PS5. So we've done it before, 2 different times. It's been a while. Hey Vic. You also had me thinking, what is it? I'm going to make this tutorial with the mindset that people are running it on PS5. I will make a separate video to show off the differences. Instead of just combining all the information into one, or like all the information into the tutorial, I'll make a separate video for the differences. I was thinking about it last night, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. That is what I'm going to do. Okay. We gotta get going here. Ooh, okay, chat, alerts, desktop. Isn't this cool? Here, I'll warm up a bit.
Yeah, so I should have known better.
That's because it's a really bad camera. It's a very bad webcam. I think it's the C922 or something. It's an anciently old webcam.
Yeah, so I should have known better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I should have known better.
Dude, Factions got canceled like 4 months ago. It's a stupid game.
Yeah, so I should have known better.
Watch my back.
I got him.
There's been so many videos made on it. I suggest, again, this is like 4-month-old news, so.
Asshole should have known better.
Google is your friend. Dude, what the hell?
Asshole should have known better.
There you go.
I'm just gonna warm up with some areas.
Like walking through.
How? I'm not really following it. I assume it's fine.
Like there's a path down this hallway.
Why wouldn't you just... Platty, thank you for a 7-month resub. I've turned off alerts for this.
Right here.
What is happening?
Let's search the area.
Alright, I think I'm ready to get started. No, wait, need to do it in another area.
Here we go.
Let us through.
You guys need to turn around and head back if you know what's good for you.
Our beef isn't with you. We just want Robert.
We'll see.
You don't want to do this.
Turn the fuck around and leave now.
I'm not going anywhere without Robert.
Bitch.
I even had to wear
bash
pants
your
today.
skull
I have to wear
unless you
pants
turn
today
around and get your dumb ass out of here.
Fuck this.
because I don't want my legs showing.
Cover!
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking kill you!
I'll cover you. Get the angle on them.
You're dead, asshole!
All right, come on.
Trying to think of... No, I'm not. Once I get going, I'm okay, but I hate making tutorials. I like the finished product, but not, you know. Alright, I want to do something real quick. Hold on. Oh, uptime has to go away as well. Didn't see that.
Hello?
Sarah, honey, I need to get your daddy on the phone.
Uncle Tommy, what time is it?
I need to talk to your dad now. There's something...
Uncle Tommy? Hello? What was that all about? Dad?
Alright, I meant to do this, I'm not just doing nothing here. Okay. I meant to do this before. I want to create, like, a visual. You'll have to give me a moment here. Actually, I think I want to do that again. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna redo that. You'll see what I'm doing in a second. You'll see.
I need to get your daddy on the phone.
Uncle Tommy, what time is it?
I need to talk to your dad now. There's something...
Uncle Tommy? Hello? What was that all about? Dad?
Okay. I gotta edit a video together real quick that I'm gonna show at the beginning of the run. You'll see what I'm doing in just a sec. I'm still here, just give me a sec. One, two. Trust me, this will be clever. I want a... Let me show you what I was just doing. I wanted to show... Here. I want to show a... visual representation of what, like, doing a, like, what a restart checkpoint does.
Dad?
So watch this. Isn't that cool? As far as speedrun mode is concerned, that's basically what's happening. If you take away all the pauses, that's basically what's happening. I've noticed with this people learning, you gotta explain things slowly. Alright, I'm ready to get started soon. Get this video up. Is this video?
Dad?
Is this video? Okay. All right, you know, I'm just gonna hit record and just start going. I might have to do a couple takes in the beginning, but we'll see. Hello everyone, and welcome to this Last of Us Remake PlayStation 5 grounded speedrun tutorial. That's a mouthful right off the bat. So if you remember, this was maybe a year ago or so, little over a year ago, I made a tutorial just like this, but it was pre-patch. What happened was about 8 months after this game released, there was a big update that changed a lot of things for the better. But I had made my tutorial like 1 week before that big patch. And also just in general, a lot of strategies have changed. So yeah, this is going to be a tutorial with updated things and new strategies compared to the last one. Now, there's a lot to talk about in the beginning before we get going. I have my hand cam here, so I'll be, you know, you'll see all of my inputs and stuff. For some reason, on the bottom right, I wasn't able to get a DualSense controller layout. They only had a DualShock for some reason. It's a website called Gamepad Viewer. As long as you have a wire connected to your PC, you can display your inputs and stuff, and they light up. It's very cool. I wasn't able to get a DualSense image of the controller, but on PS5 you can only use a DualSense. So, and also, this tutorial is going to be for PlayStation 5. I know this game is also on PC, but there are things that are just a little bit different. I will explain what those differences are after this tutorial is over. That's going to get its own dedicated video. But this tutorial is going to be for PlayStation 5. About 85 to 90% of the strategies here also work for PC, but there are the remaining 10 to 15%. There's some different things. But we're just going to focus on PlayStation 5 right now. If you have a PlayStation 5 console and you play with controller, don't buy it on PC. It's a bad port, unfortunately. But that's not what we're doing here. PlayStation 5 grounded speedrun tutorial. Where do I even begin? We're not going to start right away. I want to talk about some things, like some basic mechanics. First things first, I'm going to get rid of my webcam so you can see things a little bit better. There we go. Okay, I'll start with what things need to be turned off and on. If you noticed, at the end of a speedrun, I always show certain things that are turned off and on. Just for grounded, you don't have to show gameplay modifiers because they're automatically turned off on grounded, as you can see. But the things you need to show are, under HUD, awareness indicators have to be turned off. You can show display if you'd like. You don't have to. I'm just showing you that I'm playing on unlocked frame rate. Putting it right there, the game is now in 60 frames per second. If you put it right here, it's in unlocked frame rate, which is anywhere from 75 to 90 FPS, and that's allowed. And I've noticed a big increase in my gameplay when this is turned on. You don't want to do this. This is 30 FPS. This is like 45. No, this is like 45. You want to have it on performance and unlocked frame rate on. Now, the reason this might not be turned on is because you don't have the right, like an updated capture card, or you don't have a monitor that supports variable refresh rate. I would recommend, if you are playing this on PS5, I recommend investing in it. There are no rules saying that you can't have this turned on. It doesn't change any of the strategies. Well, that's not true. The dumpster, like moving dumpsters and crates, make it go a little bit faster, but I'm talking about the performance of areas. It doesn't change. Like, doing this all in 60 FPS like this is... all of the enemies' AI behaves exactly the same, and the performance of areas is the same. But it's a bit easier to play with the higher frame rate. The capture card I use, I believe, is an Elgato HD60X. There is a model that's higher than that, but this one was the first one that allowed variable refresh rate pass-through. So yeah, you need a compatible capture card and compatible monitor to be able to turn this on. I highly, if you're going to play this for a while and really want to compete, investing in it, okay? This is such a game changer over this. You got to trust me. It doesn't have to be HDMI 2.1. 2.0, my monitor is a HDMI 2.0. It doesn't have to be that. All right, let's move on. Some other things that have to be turned on right here. Lock-on aim has to be turned off. High contrast display has to be turned off. Enhanced listen mode has to be turned off. Infinite breath has to be off. And skip puzzle has to be off. And then combat accessibilities have to be off. You can show this before or after a run, but if you do the run and then you don't show these things, your run will not count. Okay? I believe when you do very light runs, something else has to be shown, but I'm not sure. All this is available under like category and game rules on the speedrun.com page for the category. So yeah, I just wanted to show that off. Okay, let's talk about just certain game mechanics we're going to be doing. There's some things that I need to go over. I have a file for this somewhere where we can just like explore some things. Right here, I believe. So, there's some things in this game... There's some weird things in this game. With regards to... Let me just get right here. Okay, I'm going to focus first on picking up bricks and bottles. In the original game, if you had something in your hand like a gun, and you hit triangle to pick up a brick or bottle, you would pick it up, but the brick or bottle would teleport to your pocket or your backpack, and you'd still have the gun in your hand. In this game, however, you're forced to put the gun away.
On your right.
Ellie, shut up.
There's a guy up on that second floor.
I'm talking. Shut up. Anyway, you're forced to put the gun, whatever you had in your hand, away. And then you have the brick in your hand. There's no way to like count. Here, I'll show you. I have a bow. I'm gonna pick this up. Bow goes to his back, and brick is now in his hand. A way around having to crouch to pick it up is to do this. If you're swapping weapons and you hit triangle in the middle of the swap, it will teleport to your back and it will teleport to your pocket, and you get to keep the gun that's in your hand. Mainly what this does is it prevents you having to crouch. So instead of doing this, you can do this. See that? Only reason I'm mentioning that is we do that quite often in this run. Okay? Now, we don't use the pistol that much in this run, but you can also pick some things up, like ammo and crafting ingredients, if you're reloading a gun. If you're reloading a gun and you go to pick up a brick or bottle, the brick or bottle teleporting to your backpack won't work because you have to manually... Unlike crafting ingredients and ammo, you know, you still have the gun out. He takes it and he puts it in his pocket. A brick or bottle or a bomb, you know, you pick it up and it's in your hand. That's the main difference there. So if you're getting a bomb, brick, or bottle, you have to do the weapon swapping glitch. And it mainly works from nothing to left holster or right to left holster. If you go from left to right, it doesn't really work that well. Normally, it works best if you're going, again, from nothing to left or from right holster to left. Every single pickup I do like that is always going to the left holster. And it works with rifle, shotgun, yeah. I believe in slums there's one instance where you're reloading the gun and you pick up a bottle, but that's because it's at like waist high, so he like doesn't have to crouch. So yeah, you'll see as we get further along. Next thing I want to talk about is sprinting. So in this game, Joel has tired sprint. I don't know how long it takes for it to trigger, maybe 15 seconds or so. He's still got sprint right there. Tired sprint. We want to have this happen as little as possible. I never noticed the enemies through there. That's funny. Notice how they don't move. Anyway, this is the dreaded tired sprint mechanic from Last of Us 2. Someone thought it was a great idea to include it in the remake. So yeah. What we usually end up doing to avoid that from happening, because it is quite a bit slower compared to his full sprint. Like so. You want this. There's nothing wrong with this. But the moment you see him start the tired sprint, if you let go, for about a second and a half, he gets it back. See that? All you got to do is let go of sprint and hold it back down for about a second and a half. So there's the tired, let go, and right there he should have it back. That's more what you want to do. Again, I don't know the precise number for how long. Actually, hold on. Let's count. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, about 10 seconds. Now, if you just go like this, that's not enough. He'll still be tired. Here, let me get him tired and then just let go, then hold it back down. Okay, so he's tired. And he can still sprint. He can still sprint a pretty long ways, but notice how when I let go, then hold it back down, there's still like a grace period of when he's like jogging. There's a lot of things like that. I call them like residuals, where you'll do an input, but it like won't happen right away. See that? I don't necessarily recommend doing that. Again, it's not 1 second. It's about 1.5 seconds let go that he'll get all of his sprint back. But yes, there's that. Now I want to talk about the main timing method for remake runs. That is speedrun mode. This is the thing that myself and 3 others consulted with Naughty Dog on. And, yeah, it's so freaking cool. It's so freaking cool. It's a built-in speedrunning timer that pauses when the game is paused, when a cutscene starts, and while you're restarting checkpoint, and pretty much when the screen is black. I have a video here I want to show you of it in use. So, give me a second here. Where's the full screen? There it is. Okay, so this is it in use. It's right up here on the top right of the screen. So I just skipped a cutscene to start, and then it starts up right away. And notice, when I pause, the timer also pauses. See that? And then in this run, we're going to do a lot of restart checkpoints. Now, it used to be that, what did it used to do? It used to count out 1 second when you did a skip cutscene and a restart checkpoint. The big patch made it so as long as the screen is black, the timer will stay paused. So as a result, we have quite a few more restart checkpoints. Now this one as an example, doesn't look like it saves time, but it actually saves about 1.3 seconds. It's right up here. And notice the speedrun mode timer. Right there. So you restart checkpoint, and it doesn't start up again until right here. And there's that. Now, if you need like a better visual, look at this. This is basically what the game thinks you're doing.
Dad?
This is kind of cool. Watch. So you take away the pauses, and that is basically what the game thinks you're doing. Isn't that cool? So every time we do a restart checkpoint, this is basically what's happening. The pausing doesn't lose you any time. Okay? We're not going to put speedrun mode on for this tutorial because you can't make save files, and we're going to be making a lot of save files while we do this. Okay, next thing is when it comes to controls, you have the option, you have the control over like how to customize your button. I've seen some players open a door with R2. You can do that if you'd like. There's no rules as to what you bind things to. And it has a very customizable control thing here. Let's see. These are my personal PS5 Remake sensitivity settings. These aren't my settings when it comes to Part 2 or Part 2 Remastered, or even PC Remake. They're all slightly different. You got to find what works for you. But this is what I use for PS5 Remake. And you can put it to whatever you like. Now that being said, all of like the things that I showed you here, like the lock-on, the high contrast display, the enhanced listen mode, that's all tied to a file. So if you've noticed in a lot of my speedruns that I do when I'm live, I will select load game and then load up a full like completed file right here. That's because the file remembers what your settings are. Okay? Let's say hypothetically, I remade all these save files here, but let's say hypothetically, I load up this file from May 9th of this year. It's July 23rd right now. If there's a setting in this save file that has something off about it, like I have awareness indicators on, or I changed something with this sensitivity, it's going to be in this file. So if you were to load this up and then do new game, you're going to have some stuff either turned on or an aiming or camera sensitivity that you don't prefer. That's why, again, this is just my example. I have a completed run right here with all the things that need to be turned off are turned off, and the sensitivities are exactly the way I prefer it. So I recommend before every attempt, loading up that file that's special for you, and then doing the run from there. Because if you practice an area via a save file and then do a run, something might be turned off. That being said, if you just start a run, right there, if something's turned on that grounded mode specifically doesn't want turned on, it will tell you, okay? That's another way to know if you have like everything where you want it to be. I'll show you. So for this example, I'm going to go and turn on awareness indicators. I recommend having awareness indicators on when you're practicing, and I think I'm actually going to have them on for this tutorial, just to show you who spots me and who doesn't. On grounded, it has to be turned off. But I'm going to turn it on to stealth mode, and then start up a file. Okay, that right there wasn't there before. You have options enabled that we recommend disabling for grounded. Would you like to reset their options to the default values? The only thing I turned on is awareness indicators. There's this built-in thing where grounded recommends you have things turned off for the ultimate grounded experience. And we use those for speedrun verifications. Now, if you have this on and then you hit no, your run won't count. You have to hit yes. And then that thing pops up. But, yeah. Now, I told you, for this tutorial, I'm going to have them turned on. It basically is like a white... Well, it's like the picture shows. It starts out as like a white line, and then it gets wider and wider when... It has to do with enemy eyesight, and then it flashes red when an alert happens. I will have this on for the tutorial, but when you're doing a run, it has to be turned off. Okay, so I'm going to hit new game, grounded. Now there's all this stuff here. We're not doing permadeath. No tutorial message, hit markers are default. These are inverted controls. Okay, these have to be turned off up here. Apply pre-order bonus, apply digital deluxe edition bonus. Those have to be turned off. I forget what it gives you specifically, but I think it gives you an upgrade to your gun or something. They have to be turned off. Don't forget to turn that off. And then speedrun mode is the official timing method. So if this isn't turned on, your run won't count. So yeah, again, for this tutorial, I'm turning it off. For this tutorial, no. And now we can finally begin. Okay, here we go. Okay, so like I mentioned, there's a lot of restart encounters and a lot of restart checkpoints that we are going to be doing.
Sarah, honey, I need to get your daddy on the phone.
Uncle Tommy, what time is it?
I will show off all of them, and as you saw in the example I showed earlier,
Hello?
they place you a little bit further. They have various different perks to them, where you know, they might get your companions closer. They might put you in a bit of a further position, stuff like that. Unlike the original, you don't get any of your supplies back when you do a restart checkpoint. The cue that a checkpoint is hit sometimes is... sometimes you're just passing an invisible line in the ground and you just have to know where it is. But sometimes it will go, when an encounter begins, it'll go from restart checkpoint to restart checkpoint and restart encounter. That's kind of the giveaway. So when it goes from 1 to 2, and then from 2 to 1, you know a checkpoint has been hit. We do that on some checkpoints. Not all, but some. And yeah, other times it's just memorizing invisible lines in the ground. Like this first one. Now, how exactly are you supposed to know when
Dad?
you hit a checkpoint? Like when we round the corner, a checkpoint is hit, but how are you supposed to know that? We use this autosave file right here. This is the file that you're currently playing. So it says 39 seconds. It doesn't count, it doesn't update like here. All right, 2 seconds have gone by. It's still at 39 seconds. It only updates the time the moment a checkpoint has been hit. So watch this. 39. 50. It just updated. That's how you know a checkpoint has been hit. And we don't do a restart checkpoint every single time a checkpoint has been hit. There's only a select bunch where you actually benefit from it. Because speedrun mode is paused the entire time. Well, you saw the example. The game, if you take away the pauses, it just places you further as far as the timing. The timing method is concerned. So we're going to restart checkpoint. And this doesn't look like it saves time, but it actually does. Now, if you notice, this is something that's kind of annoying. When you hit load game, there's this thing that pops up here. You're kind of blah, 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 blah. The way to get rid of that is to have one autosave file open. So I got rid of 2 right there. Now watch this. If I hit load game now, that little yes/no prompt doesn't pop up. So when you're doing a run and you want the process of checking the load file to be a little bit faster, make sure you have at least one open save spot. Okay? And I think you have 20 to work with, but yeah. Oh, there's one in chat that didn't know it. Yeah. Make sure you have an open save spot. And sometimes when you hit your first checkpoint, there will be an autosave spot that pops up. Yeah, the way it works is you have 20 save files. If you've used like 10 of them, the remaining 10 will be automatically put into autosave files. So, yeah. The way to get rid of that prompt is just to open another save file, a save slot. Yeah, it makes the whole process of checking much faster and more convenient. Okay, at the very bottom of the stairs, you see 51 seconds.
What was that?
Right. That should be good. Yep, it changed. So we hit a checkpoint. And it's going to place us a little bit further. Just a little bit. You got to trust me. They all add up. Don't hit L3. My camera's blocking it, but there's an L3 prompt that popped up there. Don't hit it. And then there's one right here. The very moment you enter the door. And I mean the very moment. Right there. This checkpoint puts you right. Like she's already opening the doors.
There you are.
Okay?
Sarah, are you okay?
Now,
Yeah?
unlike the original game,
Does anyone come in here?
this game adds...
Who would come in here?
All the
Don't go
scenes
near
are
the
still
door.
there.
Stand
Are
back
still
there.
here.
Dad, you're
But they've
kinda
turned them
freaking
into
me out.
cutscenes so they look a little
going
bit
on?
better.
It's the Coopers. Something right with
Certain,
them.
you know, this game is made with like real-time cutscenes instead of pre-rendered. So if speedrun mode was on, the timer would stop right there. So you'll be able to notice that it's a cutscene. In the original,
Timmy!
Dad?
this is not a cutscene. This is just part of the game. But they made it a cutscene in this game. So, yeah.
Hey, Sarah.
Skip.
How you holding up, honey?
I'm fine.
Now, I do need to mention, there are maybe 5 or 6 cutscenes in this game that are actually faster to watch through because of when you're able to move Joel. Like, there's a couple examples, like in Downtown when they introduce you to clickers, or in the science lab that introduces the fight, or when Henry abandons you. I'm just listing some off the top of my head. Those specific cutscenes, you're able to move Joel like a little bit before the timer starts back up again. I'm sure not completely intentional by the developers, but just like those very small restart checkpoints, the time adds up. You just got to trust me on that, okay?
Can we hear us on the radio?
This is not skippable,
Sure thing.
unfortunately. So what else is there to mention? We don't pick up any parts in this run.
Cell phone. No radio.
You know, the parts that upgrade your weapons. We don't pick any up because this game has the part 2,
Said, Army's put up roadblocks on the highway.
you know, the
Getting into Travis
gun
County.
upgrading animations that sometimes take like 20 seconds, so we don't have time. And thankfully, we don't really need it.
Probably a lot.
We don't really need it.
Family all mangled inside
We
their
do
house.
pick up supplements.
Right.
We pick up 50. Not 50 individual ones, but ones that add up to 50 because they're in increments of 5 and 10.
They got no clue.
And we upgrade in the elevator shaft in Hotel. And you can upgrade either weapon sway or max health. I've seen other runners do different things. I personally do weapon sway because it's pretty bad.
That's Lewis's farm. I hope that son bitch made it out.
What else? Just like in the original, there's some prerequisites for
Sick?
what type of ammo you'll get dropped and how many.
They said it's just
It's actually the same as the original, I
Didn't
believe.
Jimmy work in the
With
city?
pistol, you'll only get ammo dropped
That's right,
if
yeah.
you're at 3 or less.
Fine.
Shotgun and revolver is 2 or less. I believe rifle is 0, but we don't rely on that. You get a lot more ammo in this game compared to the original.
I got a kid, Joe.
So do
But
we.
we have room.
I think that's
driving,
kind of
Tom.
all you need to worry about. Arrows are annoying because
Someone else will come along.
on grounded, you have a 20% chance of getting your arrow back if you body shot kill an enemy. If you headshot them, it's 50%, but I rarely ever get arrows back. Of the 4 or 5 arrows we fire in this run, you just have to get 1 back.
Bad.
So,
Everyone and their mother had
Yeah.
the same damn idea.
and the thing that's probably going to be the most difficult thing to explain about remake speedruns for Grounded is in the original,
Tommy. Tommy!
Holy shit!
in the original, you, there were very set strategies. Like, this is what you have to do, no questions asked. In Remake, there's a lot of different things you can do for a lot of different areas.
Move.
What are they running from?
Get us out of here.
I'm trying.
So,
Oh no.
yeah, I'm going to be going over
Can't
multiple
stop here,
different
Tommy.
ways
Drive through,
Get
Joe.
back up
to do
there.
arrows.
Behind me too. There. Hold on. Go.
I'll tell you what I personally do, maybe what the fastest thing possible is. But, yeah.
Daddy?
All right, what's funny is there is actually some strategy to this intro. And unlike the original, the NPCs that are running through the streets...
Get back.
Yeah, hit square 3 times here. I usually just mash. The NPCs running through the streets will actually acknowledge your existence. They won't, like, slow down when they're in front of you or trip and fall, and then you... They're pretty good about giving you some space. Tommy is a little bit slower, but there is one thing that you can't do. Hold on, I'm going to make a file here because we're going to go back. There are some things to talk about.
Dad?
I'm here, baby. I'm here. Come on, give me your hand.
I'm going to do, you know, first and foremost, I'm going to do, like, a normal intro,
Okay.
and then I'll go back and show you some things that you don't want to do.
Keep us safe. Come on, baby. Now hold on tight.
You don't have to hold sprint. Now, you just want to make sure your turns are sharp.
Daddy, I'm scared.
You don't have to get pushed by Tommy. That doesn't work in the remake.
Oh my. Those people are fighting.
Just make sure I'm running as straight as I possibly can. Shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. And Tommy's a little slow, so I won't block him. He's a bit lagging behind there. Okay, that was a decent,
Get back. There's too many.
that was a decent intro. So what happens with Tommy here is if he runs all the way up the street and then is standing right here when the explosion happens, he reacts to the explosion, and then he doesn't start walking towards the gate until maybe he takes longer to start walking to the gate. So what you want to do when you're back there is you want to block him once. In this particular instance, I could tell he wasn't he was pretty far behind me. You can tell by his line of dialogue. Over there. If it happens later, you don't need to block him. If it happens early, you got to get in front of him when you get past that fire truck. Now, you trigger the explosion past these tiles of bricks right here, okay? Once you pass those tiles, that's when the car that makes the theater explode spawns in, okay? So you do want to get to this point as fast as you can, which is why I recommend the sharp right turns. Now, there's a big thing that you don't want to do here. I know we gotta rewatch this. We might have to rewatch it a few times. There's one big thing you really don't want to do here. So in the original, there was always it was a scripted sequence where an NPC would walk in front of a window to one of the stores, and then a runner would jump out of the window to tackle them.
What is it?
My leg hurts.
How bad?
Pretty bad.
We're gonna need to run.
Yeah, you know what? I'll update. No, I'll keep the save file here. When you're practicing areas, you want to like simulate it, you know, happening from the beginning. So I'll keep the save file right there. What was I mentioning? Yeah, in the original, the runner would only jump out at an NPC. If you run in front of the window,
Keep us safe.
the runner wouldn't jump out.
Now hold on
You might
tight.
have an idea of where I'm going with this.
Andy, I'm scared.
Just keep your eyes closed, honey. Joel, watch out!
Basically what I'm telling you is you want to run in a straight line, but don't do this. This could have been on very light, and the same thing would happen. I haven't confirmed it with a develop. Like, this is what's supposed to happen. Watch. Right there. That's what's supposed to happen. But if you are the one that passes by the window, the runner jumps out at you and kills you. If I was guessing, I would say that is an unintended glitch, because that's not in the original, and that seems kind of douchey to do to you. So yes, when you're running by, stand on this curb and then turn the corner there. Or you can run this way and do this. Either works. But yeah. Oh, I gotta get rid of one of these files. See that? You don't want this to pop up, so. I'm gonna get rid of another one. I'll get rid of this one. See that? Okay, now let's go back here. I actually just paused the recording, so you don't have to see this again. Hi, chat. How's it going? When I told you we're going to be extensive, I told you we're going to be frickin' extensive.
Dad?
I'm here, baby. I'm here. Come on, give me your hand.
This is what I was dreading. So much work.
What is it?
My leg hurts.
How bad?
Pretty bad.
We're gonna need to run.
Here, I edited that out for you.
Keep us safe. Come on, baby.
Okay,
Hold on
let's do
tight.
this again. So that's really all there is to it. You can tell if there's going to be someone that triggers that runner through the glass by how they run. They do this slow, like, tippy-tap walking. Like they're trying to sneak. Actually, right there, see that person? They're going to trigger it. The way they moved, you could tell.
Don't look, Sarah.
So with that, just go this
Keep
way.
looking at me, baby.
Perfectly fine. Now Tommy's getting blocked by people. But he's still pretty far ahead. So what you want to do is run this way and block him once. See, he's trying to get through. I should have blocked him a little more. But this is a good example. I'll show you. If he's too fast, watch this. He reacts to the explosion
There's too many of them.
and then
This way.
takes
Through the
forever to start walking.
alley. Go.
See that? So in that instance, the dialogue over there, it happened kind of early. So you want to go left and then block him a little bit. I should have blocked him a little bit more. But yeah, I'll do all of that one more time. Hi.
Dad?
I'm here, baby. I'm here. Come, give me your hand.
This stream brought to you by Turtle Beach.
My leg hurts.
How bad?
Pretty bad.
We're gonna need to run. Keep us safe. Come on, baby.
One more time. We have an entire game to get to, so...
Daddy, I'm scared.
Keep your eyes closed, honey.
Oh my!
Make a nice turn. Check if anyone's going to trigger the runner. I don't see any, so I'm going to go this way.
There's people.
Just by doing that, you're fine.
Looking at me, baby.
All right, Tommy's pretty far ahead, so we're going to have to block him if we can. Is he going to run ahead of us? Oh, he's ahead. I've never seen that
We're
before.
gonna get out of this.
Okay.
I promise.
Well, he's getting blocked by a person. Whatever. Normally, you get to his left, and you block him. Okay? You just got to trust me, all right?
There's too many of them. This way. Through the
In that instance, I was unable to do so.
Go!
All right, you go. All right, now, we're going to do something here. As soon as Joel stops, this is the only time in the game we do this, which is kind of weird. But we're going to go under Accessibility, Alternate Controls, and go to Repeated Button Presses and turn that to Hold. Which you can do anyway. That's fine. I prefer tap just out of habit. But in this instance, if you have it on tap, you mash square, and it takes a little longer to get him off you. If you put it on hold and then mash square, Tommy shows up to kick the runner off of you like 2 seconds earlier. It's kind of bizarre. And then you just go.
He's dead.
Sometimes Tommy can glitch out here, where he stops moving.
We're almost there, baby.
If he does, just run around him. He'll teleport to that spot right there.
Keep going. Find a way out of here.
Yeah. You also don't have to hold sprint.
Go! Move it! Get to the highway! Go! You got Sarah! I can outrun him!
Uncle Tommy?
I will meet you there! Hurry!
Daddy, we can't leave.
You want to hold right there, because he defaults by going like left. It's kind of weird. All right, checkpoint when you pass this brick wall right here. When you're looking for checkpoints, you gotta like have a base number, okay? So you want to do it a little bit before where you know the checkpoint is. So 742, 742, 742 right there should be good. Nope, a little further. 749, checkpoint. And it places you a little bit further. Just know every single one of these that we do
Closer.
is faster, okay? Because we use speedrun mode for the official timing method. And then cutscene up ahead. And again, you don't have to like time your pauses right here, because the timer isn't running right here. Remember that. This is a cutscene. The timer isn't running, so you don't have to like time your pauses like the original. Okay. Now there are some things to do here.
Only a few hours left until
What you want to do is walk to the right of Tess, and then when she starts moving, like that, go left. That's a way to get her to move faster. If you go to her left, it'll take longer for her to start moving. And then just try and follow her as close as you can here. So yeah, you want to walk to her right. Just a little bit to her right. Then when she starts moving left, then turn the camera towards left. Okay, I'm going to make another save file here. Because there's two different things you can do
Look at
here.
that. Ration line hasn't opened yet. Must be
Again, holding sprint does nothing. You're going to get pushed by Tess here. There's two different things you can do. One's safer, The other one is faster. You can choose to either
Seems like
go left right here, and you'll make it in front of this guy, and it's a little bit more of a direct path towards where you need to go. But that's not the fastest thing.
Shouldn't give us any static up there. Just break
The fastest thing, as you saw, she surpassed us, is getting pushed by her the entire way. So let me show you all that again.
Wait, are you serious?
I got served the damn papers this morning. I've been selected
I
for
paused it again.
outside work duty.
Instead of editing it in post, I'll just do it now.
Almost for the tone.
What was the controller image over? I don't think there's anything on the bottom right of the screen.
Attention. Citizens are required to carry a current ID at all times. Compliance with all city personnel is mandatory.
Look at that. Ration line hasn't opened yet. Must be running low again.
So again, the second option is you get pushed by her the whole way. And it looks like this. She's going to push you a certain ways, and then she'll make like 3 different like little left turns towards the gate.
Seems like more people are getting infected.
Okay, so
This means more people.
you want to be off to her left. She'll do 1, 2, and then 1 big left turn. This is faster than what I just showed you.
Shouldn't give us any static
Okay.
up there. Just break cool.
By about 2 seconds.
Drive on through.
That actually does take some practice.
There you go.
So I'm not going to show it again, but I recommend just getting used to that, okay?
Business
It's
here.
2 seconds
Got the day
faster.
off. Visiting a friend. All right, move on through. Thanks.
Get out of here, go!
I should also mention, nothing's blocking the bottom left or the bottom right of the screen. There's nothing there. Heads-up display is disabled on grounded. I forgot to mention that. When you hit left, right, you can still see like the guns and how much ammo you have in them, but you can't see how many hits you have left in a melee weapon or uses left in a shiv or, I think I mentioned how many bullets you have left in like a clip or something. But yeah, for this tutorial, the cameras aren't blocking anything. And again, on the top right here, this is the time we use. Yeah, you can use the time on the right if you want, but I use the time that's in the file. So 1022. 1022. As soon as you're able to move Joel here, you want to restart checkpoint. So it's as soon as you're able to move him right there. You can do the pausing over and over to check. It's as soon as you're able to move him. One way you can tell is his head will go like there. His head will go back a little bit. So he'll be like that, and then that's like the cue I used to know that the checkpoint right there was hit. So restart checkpoint. It turns him around, and Tess is a little bit further along as well. You know what? Let me make a file right here again.
Must clear the surrounding
Because what you
area.
want to do
Looks like the coast is clear. Come on.
is if you approach this door from the front, you saw he kind of got blocked a tiny bit. So if you go back, and we do this quite a few times throughout the run as well. If you approach this door with the camera turned around, you enter the door earlier, and the whole animation is just a little bit faster. It's a little bit over a second faster. And also one thing to mention, you don't necessarily want to make a beeline towards the door, because when you get close, see, looks like the coast is clear, and then you're kind of getting blocked by her. She's not quite ready, and the door isn't open yet. So what you want to do is give her a little bit of space. So I usually go this way. I see if she gets blocked on anything. That's pretty fast. I take a bit of a wide turn, and then I go.
Clear. Come on.
That way she's up the stairs by the time I get to her, and then I turn around. Just kind of like that. I'll do that one more time, and then we'll keep going. So again, try to not make a beeline. She's moving fast enough, so that looks good right there.
Come on.
And then when you start up the stairs, turn the camera around. I like to hug the right wall there once you turn around, and yeah.
Watch for the easy route. Catch yourself up, all right?
Okay, checkpoint right here skips the healing. This one's important. Pre-patch. When was the patch introduced? I think April of 2023, I think. It used to be that if you did a restart checkpoint here, it would skip the healing because you healed, but you didn't get the health back. Here, you skip the healing animation, and because you're forced to heal here. You can't move until you do. But the moment you're able to move Joel, if you restart checkpoint, at least post-patch now, you've healed and can start moving right away. So it's right when you notice Tess move is when the checkpoints hit. But of course, we use the autosave file here to know. So right there, she just like leaned one way. That right there is the cue. So restart checkpoint, you skip the whole healing animation. You can see on his arm, he already wrapped it up. But,
Outside the wall.
yes, and because this is now post-patch, what is the patch number anyway? They haven't updated, they're done updating this game. Version 1.003.000, that's a lot. Okay. Last update was my birthday of 2023. How about that? But, yeah.
Cute.
Hey, Tess, you see that shit?
I always call it post-patch. The patch added and fixed like a lot of
Just
things.
used it. No patrols. And where are you off?
There was a video that got pretty famous called Things I Don't Like About Remake, and I went through a bunch of weird things, like you swing a melee weapon and he'll like spiral around the enemies, and yeah, it was
Well, what did you
it was
tell
weird.
her?
The truth.
I
got no idea where he's hiding.
Good man. Hey, you stay out of trouble, all right? Military's gonna be out in force soon.
Yeah, see you around.
Just a lot of weird stuff. The patch fixed almost everything. Almost everything.
Marlene looking for Robert? What do you make of that?
I don't like it.
And that restart checkpoint for the med kit right there was one of those things. Before, he didn't get the health back. Now he does. All right, halfway between these tiles here, the flat tiles. 11, 16, right about there. Nope, little further. Little further. There we go. 12, 14, restart checkpoint. You and Tess are inside the room.
How's it going?
And I just do this because it's funny.
How we looking over here?
In the original, I like to knock things down for fun,
No signs of
but everything is glued to the floor. You can't knock anything over, which is boring.
Joel, give me a hand with this.
Sick.
Y'all take it easy out there.
All right, go over and hop down.
Let there be light.
All right, you don't have to have sprint held down here, but I do anyway, just because this leap
This reeks.
becomes a little bit
Need to
faster.
watch what they throw away down here. Let's grab our gear.
Like, that's a sprint leap. If you didn't have sprint held down, the leap would be a little bit
Our
shorter.
backpacks are still here from last time.
Okay, checkpoint right here.
Not a lot of ammo.
We'll make your shots count.
The moment he touches the flashlight, and you hear the sound effect for it. I don't even need to check the load file time or the save file time. The very moment you hear the sound effect of the flashlight being touched, checkpoint's been hit. And you'll see where it places you. Right there. Right there. Restart checkpoint, and you're allowed to move. Now, we are capable of reloading our pistol, but we're not going to do it yet because, why? Yeah, we reload the pistol and then pick up some other ammo while we're doing it, so we don't have to crouch to pick it up. The kind of the thing I was talking about earlier. So even though you can reload your pistol and it's tempting, don't do it. Okay. Now right here, just move a little bit right and get back a little bit. Then mash triangle. If you're in the wrong spot, it'll take you, Joel, a little while to readjust. So right in front of her and a little bit to the right is what I do there. A triangle.
Go on.
Very tempting, yes. All right, another checkpoint right here as he's climbing out. 1344. When I notice his left foot get in the screen, that's kind of when the checkpoint is. So again, 1344. So you see his left leg. When I see his foot, that's when the checkpoint pretty much happens. Right there. See his left foot? Right there. That's the checkpoint timing. This one's big because it This one does save a lot of time. Look where this checkpoint places you. So he's still placing that down. You're able to move him right away again.
Got a trick
Now right here, you can't run. You can't run. And you can't leap over anything. And as you're going to see right here, crouching is faster than walking. It's very visibly clear that's what's going on. So when you make it out of this room right here, you can start...
Be careful.
What am I
Here, watch. I'll hold down sprint,
Trick question.
and you'll notice when he starts moving. So right as soon as he gets out the door, that's when you start. So the very moment you can move him, crouch, and then stand up once he's through the door. It doesn't really have anything to do with the dialogue. It just has to do with Joel's positioning. So
Be careful.
crouch,
What am I not?
Got a trick question.
stand up, and go. Nice and simple. All right, when you approach this tree right here, 1427, right about there should be good. Yep, the time changed. So restart checkpoint places you
Where's the ladder?
It's got to
From
be around
there-
here somewhere.
to here. So then all you got to do is
Where's the
go
ladder?
this way and get
It's
the
gotta
ladder.
Be around here somewhere.
You're a lot closer.
Great, bring it over.
And again, you just got to trust me. Every single one of these checkpoints makes a big difference with the speedrun mode timer. Just got to memorize them. Okay, this one, I don't usually check the load file time. It's as soon as he hops on the ladder and is able to start moving up.
Ladies first.
So right about, you hold
Lady.
sprint forward and
You
X,
must be thinking of
right about there. Right there,
Something
because you
else.
can see he's about, he can move up. He can start climbing. So like, he climbs on the ladder, right there. Again, you yourself can check the load file times. Just watching, the best way I can word like all the checkpoints in this run, just watching where the checkpoints are isn't enough to memorize them. You got to do them yourself, and then just it'll internally just store in your brain over time. Oh, I do one here. Because then once you've done it once and then you like forget it, it's like, wait, something doesn't feel right. Oh yeah, I was supposed to restart checkpoint there. That happens all the time. Trust me, repetition of doing it yourself will lock it in your brain, okay? Because I don't have anything written down. I just know where all the spots are. So he hops on the ladder, restart checkpoint. I'm going to make a file here because there's something to explain. So Tess is going to go down the stairs
Down through
first,
here.
and then she's going to push you.
You think Robert's still got our guns?
Sometimes she doesn't, but you get through this here, and
Get our
then
merchandise back. It should be easy to unload.
she's supposed to push you, okay? There's a checkpoint right here in front of the doorway. 1504. 1504. 1504. Right there. Literally, once you get through this door, restart checkpoint, and it places you in the same spot. But the thing is, when you notice the spores and are putting on the mask, you can't run. It disables your ability to run and crouch. It's kind of weird. So you're able to start running the whole way. That's why I made the file. I want to show you an appropriate Tess boost. Kind of like we used to see with Tommy in the original. Pretty much the same
Down through
thing.
here. You think Robert's still got
Okay,
our guns?
just go this way.
He better.
And then,
We get our merchandise
see that?
back. It should...
Sometimes she can boost you like really, really early. Let me see if I can get her. I'll give her a little bit of space and see how far she can boost you. I think you get the idea. But yeah, you want her
Down
to push
through
you.
here. You think Robert's still
Okay,
got
watch
our
this.
guns?
For his sake. He better.
Pushing, pushing, pushing.
our
All right, she got
merchandise
past me.
back.
But as you can see, it doesn't waste that much time. One more time. And then we'll move on to what is, after 55 minutes, will be our first enemy encounter.
Down through here. You think Robert's still got our guns?
For his
Okay.
sake.
Tess,
He better.
push.
Once we get our merchandise back... it
Ooh, that was a good one. And then right there, checkpoint. And then you go. Now, I don't know if I can show this off. Yeah, this is better shown off with
Stay alert.
this is better shown off with a sprint, but I'll explain it here. When you're crouching for something, you don't want to do it where you let go then hit circle, because kind of his momentum is lost. If you're just jogging here and hit circle, compared to holding sprint and hitting circle and then letting go, when you notice a difference when you're sprinting, not so much here, but basically pretty much any time you crouch, you want to do it with sprint held down, because he'll still have some forward momentum. Not so much any other time, but it'll look like this. Sprint held down, crouch, and then let go. Trust me. Okay. You start checkpoint, place you right here. And then you go. Now, unlike the original, you don't want to hit crouch late,
Stay alert.
because he'll bonk. You want to do the crouches early, like there. Alright? Just gotta trust me. That's just optional, you don't have to hit that triangle.
I should be able to fit through here.
You still want to be holding down sprint when you still want to be holding down sprint when you're leaving these enclosed spaces. But yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right.
Damn ceiling's falling apart.
Hold
Be
forward.
careful.
Alright, I don't know where
Easy.
this right here is going to place us, but... So this will be our first instance of picking something up without crouching. So what I'm going to do is just mash fire. And you've probably noticed by now, L2 for me is sprint. That's just a preference. If you want to make it L1 is sprint and L2 is aim, or L1 is sprint, L2 is aim, that's fine. It's preference. For me, it's from my PS3 days, I guess. I sprint and with L2 and aim with L1. I fire and reload with R1, and I shoulder swap with R2. That's me, okay? But the strategy here, I'm going to mash reload while I because there's some ammo right next to him, so it basically looks like this.
My mask broke.
See that? I picked it up. I had 5. There were 2 right there. And I did that. I don't know where this places me.
This way.
Okay, we'll go from here. But yeah, if you don't do the reloading thing, he'll crouch to pick it up, and then his momentum changes. Well, let me see what it looks like if I don't
Watch it. Help me.
do that.
My mask broke. Don't let me come back.
Oh, I can tell by his dialogue. That's so much worse. Yeah, so you want to reload. That's why when you first get the gun, don't reload. It's tempting. It's like, am I forgetting something? No, you want to reload it here so you don't have to crouch. And then if your movement is very good,
My mask broke. Come back.
perfect. And then crouch early so you don't bonk. All right, we're going to do this a lot here. First encounter.
You hear that?
I will start with the fastest thing, okay?
All right, that's all of them.
Let's hope so.
Head back into the city.
Perfect. I'm going to save that just in case I can't do it again. Now, that's obviously very difficult to do, okay? I'm just letting you know that's the fastest thing. From my count, there's like 4 different things you can do here. I'm going to show you each one. I might not go into super duper detail about each one, but I'm going to show you 4 different ways you can perform this based on your own comfort level and speedrunning standards. Like for me, I have to do that, okay? But you necessarily don't have to, because if you mess it up and have to redo it, it places you all the way back here. So you lose all that time. So here's a way to do this without using any ammo. This game really wants you to approach that runner and grab it and choke it. So if you hit circle, it won't stand you up. It'll keep you crouched. It's very weird, I know. But we actually use that for a tiny little momentum boost in the beginning if you're not doing the other strat I showed. Let me see if I remember how to do this. So yeah, it's... something like this. When you get through the doorway, then you can start crouch walking. When you hit these white boxes here, you can stand up. When you make it to the first set of stairs, you can sprint. Then on the boards, crouch. And then mash jump. So that's a very easy way to do this area without having to stress too much. Wow, Tess, okay. That's a very easy way to do this area without having to stress too much. Let me go over it real quick here. Just give me a sec. Probably going to be relying on this for a while. Again, what I do here is... As soon as you can move them, I hit circle for a little momentum boost. Right when you get behind them, you aim a little bit. That forces you to, like... You can't crouch walk at full speed. You have to do, like, a slow movement. You can't just go all the way up. You got to do it, like, slowly. But if you aim and move at the same time, you get the perfect speed to where you will never be heard. And then when you get through the doorway, you can stop aiming. And then, like I said, when you get to these boxes, you can stand up. When you get to the first step on the second set of stairs, you can sprint. And right here on those boards, you have to crouch. And you have to remain crouched until you're able to jump out of there. Then you can sprint. So that's one way to do it. Let me just... There are going to be a lot of these made today, so... That's one way to do it. What's another way to do it? Yeah, that right there, I believe, is about 12 seconds slower than the fastest way, so I wouldn't recommend that way. But it's a good way to save ammo. What's going to end up happening with ammo later? Like you saw, that strat, I use no ammo. The other strat, I use 3 bullets. You're going to end up entering either the second area in slums or the last area in slums with the same amount of ammo. Because what ends up happening... No, you'll end up entering the last area of slums with the same amount of ammo. Because if you don't use ammo here, you won't get ammo dropped in slums. If you do use ammo here, you will get ammo dropped in slums. Okay? So no matter which strat you do, you're going to end up with the same amount of ammo. What strat should I show next? Why don't I just focus on this first headshot right here? Actually, no. There's another strategy. I did this one for a long time. This is actually a pretty good strat. So it starts the same as the previous one. Headshot, run over here, headshot, headshot. Now the reason, like, I don't know if you noticed, but I slowed down on the stairs because if you have sprint held down the whole time, you're eventually going to lose your sprint. And instead of tired sprinting, you just lose your sprint entirely and you get a jog. Okay? Now, if you are going to go the way of using ammo in this area, I do recommend this strategy. It's only, I think, 2 seconds slower. Yeah, about 2 to 2.5 seconds slower than the fastest way. And it's quite consistent. So you get a headshot, sprint over here, headshot. Now, the one on the right, if you do this strategy, the one on the right is going to approach you. He's not going to be running. He's going to be, like, tapping towards you. Kind of like the animation of the civilian that gets tackled by the runner through the glass. So, see how he just kind of runs at you in a straight line? If you do, like, the fastest strategy that I showed you, that third headshot is very difficult. So I would say this is probably the easiest method for not using any ammo. And before anyone asks, no, you can't just sprint your way out of here. Either you don't get alerted or you have to kill them all. And you saw the not using... That strat we did with not using ammo is very, very slow. Okay? These are faster and worth it, and it doesn't really cost you ammo because you'll get reimbursed later. Also, if you do mess up, if you restart checkpoint, I think it sends you back. Yeah, it does, but, like... I don't recommend doing this from a restart checkpoint. You see how, like, the runner isn't staying put. I guess this would be a backup. Because, again, like I said, the runner isn't staying put. So if you do restart checkpoint because you, like, royally messed up, I would recommend this as the backup. Maybe? Let me see something. No, that doesn't work either. I just want to try something real quick. Okay. I'll show you another strat later. But yeah, if you restart checkpoint, I recommend doing this. 1, 2, 3. See how easily he approached you? I want to show you that. Look at this runner. Did you see how easy he approaches you? He's not running, he's not like spastically running towards you. It's just a nice, simple, light jog towards you. That's what makes this strategy the easiest. See, look. Alright, he was a little fast there. But whatever. You're not going to be doing this area from a restart checkpoint, so... I'm just saying, if you need to back this up because you missed like all your shots, don't hit restart encounter because it's going to send you all the way back here. Okay? So you don't want to do that. And you don't want to like do a restart checkpoint just because. The checkpoint is actually hit very, very late. So yeah, one more time with this strategy. Pull the gun out, do a crouch, aim, boom. And then just like before, 1, 2. It's actually quite simple. Now when you get here, you want to let go of sprint on the turn of the stairs. Because again, like we talked about, you'll get some sprint back. And, yeah. If you let go of sprint out here, you lose the sprint. Okay, that's something else I should mention. Once you make it outside, you have to keep sprint held down. Okay? Like once you make, let's say you drop out from there and you get here and you let go of sprint, you'll have to jog the whole way. So it's important that you let go of sprint somewhere indoors, and then once you make it out here, you keep sprint held down the entire time. There are quite a few areas where that you got to keep that in mind. All right? You'll think like, oh, let me let go of sprint so I can regain some sprint momentum for later. Sometimes the game... It mainly has to do with when an encounter is over, right? So another example will be in the first slums encounter. That happens where you'll kill the last enemy, and then you hold sprint the entire time, and you can sprint all the way through to the key drop part of slums. If at any point after the kill, the last kill in the first part, if you let go of sprint, you lose sprint the whole time. So, yeah. Okay, so that's the second way to do that strategy. If you're not looking for a record, that strat right there is a good one with the 3 headshots. Let's focus on some things that are faster now. I don't know how much faster this one is, but it's actually kind of cool. It turns out when you do this encounter from here, the runner that's closest to you, that's chomping on the human, you can actually run up to him, throw a punch, and it kills him. So that's pretty cool. It doesn't work on the runner that's further away, but yeah. But before we do that, let's focus on the fast headshot right here. What I do is, approaching this encounter, I'm holding sprint and aim. And I'm holding right, but I'm also moving the camera this way. So altogether, it looks like this. And then I flick the camera up left and then fire. Looks like that. Now watch this runner right here. See that? And then you can do with this runner whatever you want. But if you want to do 2 sprint punches and then go, you can. It is slightly beneficial to use only 2 bullets here instead of 3. But yeah, apparently this doesn't work from a restart checkpoint. Oh, I guess it does. How about that? Regardless.
Up ahead. You hear that? Shh.
So yeah, this one takes some time to get used to. Something that's a little bit faster is to headshot before. I think the reason this works is because... Well, let me just show you. If you... Again, the game expects you to choke this runner out as like the only option. So the camera and your movement is a little glitchy, honestly. Here, watch. Like, I'm trying to stand up, and he won't. If I tried sprinting, the game would, like, crouch for me and stuff. It's weird. This is the only area that does that, too. The game restricts your movement and places the camera in a weird spot because they expect you to kill that first runner in a specific way. So this is the one area where trying to go loud and doing certain things will actually feel a little bit weird.
Up ahead. You hear that? Shh.
Oh, that's another thing. I don't know where it is, but it might be under HUD. There's a thing for a permanent center dot. And that's the other thing. Everyone's like, oh, there's a thing here for automatic pickup. I don't know where it is because I never use them. But you can have that on if you want. I just don't do that. There are some instances where you don't want to pick things up and it will pick it up for you. Also, with the reticles under HUD, there's a lot of stuff here. I've always preferred the dot reticle. If you want the circle, that's fine for you as well. Motion sickness, let's see. Permanent center dot. You actually can have this on. I personally don't. It's basically where the reticle would be once you start aiming. You can have this on. There's nothing, at least I think. I need to fact check that. I'm going to have it off for now, but I think you're allowed to have that on, even for grounded. You'd have to read the rules on speedrun.com for grounded, but yeah, the option is there if you'd like. All right, what are we doing? Yeah, I'm going to show you the kicking strategy, the fastest way you can do this. And practice this headshot over and over and over. It can be tricky, but it's once you get used to it, it's not that bad. Here, watch. That right there is how I would do it. Okay? That strat is a little bit harder to do than it looks. Now, I don't know if you noticed right there, but halfway through sprinting after the first headshot, I crouched. I didn't crouch. Like I mentioned, the game wants you to do the area a certain way, so it kind of messes with your movement and controls. But yeah, if you want something that's a little bit easier, you can do that, or you can, you have options here. Okay? You have options is what I'm getting at. Whatever you feel like doing is fine. It's okay to use no bullets. It's okay to use 2 bullets. It's okay to use 3 bullets. You don't have to think about that right now. Don't use more than 3 is what I'm getting at. If I were to do this strategy, I would do it. Oh, I missed. Something else I need to mention with sprint punches. In the original, you would do sprint punches like this. Punch, and then move back, and then forward, and then do it again. Like back, forward. In this game, what you want to do is just keep moving forward. You just want to keep moving forward. So again, don't get your sprint punches by moving back, then forward. You have enough room to where you can just keep moving forward. The same goes for melee weapons as well.
Up ahead. You hear that? Shh.
So if you are comfortable with that first headshot, something you can do is this. That is if you're comfortable with that.
Right, that's all of them.
Again, you want to let go of sprint on the turn, and then you can just keep going. Hold sprint the entire time, otherwise you lose it once you make it out of this building. And, yeah. So like I said, there's a couple different things you can do there. You can do that strategy using 3 bullets, or 2 with the sprint punches. That leaves one more thing, and it's the thing I showed first. It's probably the most difficult strategy, but is undeniably the fastest. headshot, body shot. If that happens, if you miss, Tess will still kill it. But here's the thing with this game. If a companion is killing either a person or an infected on their own, you have to be looking at them. On an uninjured, I'll use a runner, for example, with Tess. With Tess on an uninjured, full health runner, if you hear her punching the runner behind you off camera, she'll take 9 punches to kill it. If the camera is on her, it'll take 3 punches to kill it. And that is pretty much the same for everyone, I think, except for Bill, because he uses a machete, so it's a little bit different. But I've heard in the Dam where Tommy's punching a human, and it takes like 18 punches to kill him because I wasn't looking at him. So if you hear combat happening from a companion, make sure you're looking at them. Okay? Because that's the way to back up this strategy right here. Let me see if I can simulate it. Hold on. Let me do that again. So he threw a punch, and then right there. See that? Now, if I had the camera turned, one, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Kill. Proof. Isn't that interesting? I don't know why the game does that. If you want her to kill a runner quicker, look at them. Okay? So the reason I'm mentioning that is because if you miss the 3rd headshot, you can still back this up. You know? Headshot. Oh, I missed. He'll throw a punch, run away from him, and then Tess does the job. And then you just go.
Let's hope so.
Let's head back into the city.
So yeah, that's a backup strat for if you're trying to do the fastest thing, but you miss. Okay?
Up ahead. You hear that? Shh.
Okay. Let me try that again. I'll just try it a few times, because if you are going for speed, this is the fastest thing. Missed. So he gets close to you, throws a punch, run away. Tess will... There we go. And then just go. And then just go. What else to mention? Yeah, the difficult thing is this runner over here is crouched. So if you want to get her, you get her like this. So when you're doing this fast strategy, that's how you get her. And you can't wait any longer because she pops up right away. I'll show you what happens if you, like, delay. Like, oh, I'm going to take the time to line it up. Did you see her kind of, like, all glitchy just stand up right there? So if you're going for that, you really want to get her there. You want to get her quickly. I recommend aiming the moment you make it through the doorway. All right? It's to avoid that glitchiness from that runner. Let me see if I can get it. Boom. Boom. Got it. And then let go. Hold back down.
Let's hope so.
Leaving here, you can also throw a punch. A little bit easier to fall out of there. And then go. Triangle prompt you see is just waiting for you right there. I'm going to keep going, but yeah, that's what I counted maybe 4 or 5 different ways of perform. There's the no bullet strategy, which is slow. There's the aiming slowly at first and then getting the 2nd and 3rd headshots, which For a beginner, that's the strategy I would honestly recommend. The shots are easier to get than you might think doing it that way. The quick headshot and then kicking that one runner is it's a convenient way of doing the area. And also very fast if you're committed to only using 2 bullets instead of 3. But the one I just did there, that's the fastest way to do it. It all depends what you're comfortable doing. But yes.
After you.
Let's keep going.
Fresh air.
Because we have all of Slums and Cargo to still do.
Cover the entrance.
I got it.
Alright, so just go over here. Nothing too weird or special here. Just go under here. Crouch early, remember. And I recommend holding sprint and X so he does like a little jump there.
Here.
The moment
pass it
triangle
to me.
pops up there, just hit it.
It's a bit heavy.
Now, you can't see it, but this area works very similarly to the original, where once you make it inside here and start walking up the ramp to the right, Tess will teleport with the plank already in her hands and ready to place it down. If you're just waiting here, you're going to be losing time. So again, you can't see it, but Tess teleports into position right here. So yeah, you want to get up. You want to get up here as fast as you can, and then get around her. Try not to block her. Mash X so you jump off,
Make sure there ain't any soldiers around.
and then just go.
It's clear. Come on.
So you want to get around her when you get on the other side of the plank. Crouch. Like I mentioned, crouch with sprint held down and then let go. And then you want to enter the door like this,
Shut it.
because he's already facing the door, so he'll close it a little bit faster. All right, the moment Tess turns on her flashlight, that's the checkpoint. Checkpoint. You can double check with the load files, but yeah, right there's a checkpoint. As you see, it places me and Tess a little bit further ahead. And the game disabled your ability to crouch or leap or knock anything over. Everything's like glued to the floor. So this is boring now.
This is clear.
Look what they robbed from us.
No soldiers. None of Robert's.
Being able to mess up this place. Alright, there's nothing. There's no weird strat to do here in Slums.
You know he's expecting us.
In the original, you could get
Well,
blocked
that'd
by
make it more
Tess here a bit, but in Remake, it's a little bit more forgiving. So you can
Good to go.
hold sprint and just run forward and get off to her left. It's a lot easier.
Hey, Tess, hey, Tess. Hey, man, how you doing today?
Right there, you lose your running ability. You can't crouch, you just gotta move.
You touch it,
See that? Sprint, crouch, punch, nothing.
Where do you think you're going?
Malik, sit back down.
Oh, sorry, Tess. Didn't realize you two were together. Go ahead.
Alright, you can sprint again once, or you can start running again. You can't sprint. You can start running again once you get past here, and then just run towards this guy. You trigger this little in-game cinematic. It's not a cutscene, as you can see, but you triggered this little in-game cinematic.
Come through here.
In the original, it was Tess that triggered it. In the remake, it's you.
He's there now.
And then the very moment you can move Joel here, there's another checkpoint. So 2130. Nope. There we go. Checkpoint. And boom, it places us a bit further ahead. Very noticeable. Okay, now for Slums. What should I mention here? Well, first of all, you want to make sure you reloaded your pistol some point after the 3 infected encounter was finished, but before you enter the doorway to being back indoors, like right before Slums here, because it's very tempting to pull out your gun with fire or reload instead of actually hitting right on the D-pad. And when you're doing this encounter, if you didn't reload and you hit R1 to pull the gun out, you're going to reload the gun and then you're not going to be able to do the strategy. So for force of habit, I would recommend using right on the D-pad. Either make sure you're positive you reloaded before this scene, or just hit right to pull out the gun. You have enough bullets even if you didn't remember to reload. We only use one bullet here, so. Yeah, I'm just saying that's ended a run for me once,
Let us through.
where I tried
You
to
guys need to turn
pull out
around
my
and
gun
head
with
back
that,
if you
but
know what's
instead he
good
just
for you.
reloaded because I forgot
Our beef
earlier.
isn't with you. We just won't Robert. You don't want to do this.
I never talked about begging.
Turn the phone
Okay,
around
before
and
we do
leave
this
now.
encounter,
I'm not going
there's a
anywhere
begging
without
mechanic in
Robert.
this game. It's
Bitch,
in part 2
bash
as
your
well.
skull unless you turn
It was
around and get your
technically in the
dumb ass
original,
out
but
here.
it was done very poorly. So when the game knows it's the last enemy in the area, and you either shoot him to the point where he would be dead, or you like sprint punch him or hit him hard with a sprinting swing on a melee weapon, the guy will drop down to his knees and will be like, "No, don't kill me, man. Please, please don't kill me." And it's very long, dramatic, and drawn out. There's a way to... You can't avoid that from happening, but you're able to deal with the enemy faster. What you do is you start walking away from him, turn the camera away from him, and mash square. What will happen is Joel will end up killing him almost instantly, so it doesn't lose too much time. Again, and once that begging... It doesn't happen for every area. There's a cooldown. I don't know how long that cooldown lasts, but... yeah, once it happens, it won't happen again for a long time. And it only applies to humans. There was a glitch. I need to mention this because I have a clips channel as well. I don't upload there as much as I used to, but my most popular clip became... I found out when you do the same thing to an infected, like a runner, he'll do the begging animation for like 2 seconds and then stand back up. Naughty Dog forgot to remove the begging animation where they drop to their knees and put their hands up. They forgot to do that for infected. It doesn't work exactly the same, but the animation for the first like 2 or 3 seconds is still there. And oh man, I got so many comments saying just like, no, they're not, that's not a specific animation. I think what's happening is you're knocking... They're still human deep inside. You're knocking the infected out of them briefly. I'm like, oh my god, don't make it so deep. It's clearly a glitch. And it's so clearly a glitch, part of the big patch over a year ago was they removed that from the infected. You know what? Hold on. I need to show you. Pause. I'm finding it, damn it. AnthonyCaliber clips. I'm gonna mute this. Alright, so watch this. I'm gonna keep the audio muted, but just watch the animation from the guy. So he drops the melee weapon and he gets into that begging position. Show it one more time. That's still in the game, okay? But this is the thing that they patched out. Watch, it's the last runner in the area. And right there, you can see he gets into the he gets into the begging animation. It doesn't last, but for the first like 3 seconds of it, he gets into the begging animation. I couldn't believe it when I first saw it. And if you put the two side by side, it's the same animation, okay? Here, look. Where's the... yeah. So yeah, but I don't know why I'm mentioning this. I got so many comments like, "That's not a bug. That's attention to detail. It's immersive. There's still their humanity, and you're knocking it out of them with that blow to the head." Oh, shut the fuck up. They patched that out, so that's no longer in this game as part of the big patch. But yeah, you still got to deal with the begging animation from people. And once it happens once, it won't happen for a while later on in the game.
Fuck this.
Take cover!
So again, what you want to do here...
You ready?
I'll hit R1 to see if I reloaded the gun.
Get the angle on them.
I did. Okay. You want a headshot? And then punch from the right side. Now here's the begging. As you notice right there, if I walk away and then mash square, you can kick him very quickly. We'll do this quite a few times. There isn't really a strategy that's going to work if you do this from a restart encounter.
Motherfucker!
Like, you only really can use one bullet. Here, watch. If I'm, like, looking at him...
Look, man.
See?
Look, we can work something out.
No, did you see how long that takes? Sometimes it takes even longer. Actually... yeah, we'll just...
Good one, Tex.
we'll just deal with the begging right now. Ow. I want to see if walking away from him and hitting square works. No, it doesn't. If the camera is on him... I think if the camera... hold on. It's been a while since I played around with this. This would be a backup strat if you missed or something. If the camera's away from him... no, that's not enough either. Okay, so again, this applies to all parts in the game, because you are going to experience the beg more than once. Okay? Oh, come on. I hit his back. So turn the camera away, walk away, and mash square. See how much faster that was? So yeah. Alright, we have to go back here to simulate exactly what you're supposed to do.
Here we go.
You want to use one bullet, because what you want to do is get rid of the begging for the next area.
Let us through.
You can end up doing it faster without the begging. Because the next area we use 2 bullets as well.
Isn't with you. We just want
1, 2,
Robert.
yeah.
You don't want to do this.
Basically what we do in the next area is we slam the guy's head into a crate, and if you don't get the begging here, you're going to get it there. And, yeah, you just don't want that.
Turn the fuck around and leave now.
I'm not going anywhere without Robert.
So this allows us so we only have to use 1 bullet here, and we get the begging out of the way.
Dumbass out of here.
Because we are, from this point forward, we are focused a little bit on ammo conservation. We want to enter the top floor of the last part of slums with 3 bullets. That's optional. I know some runners who go with 2, but you got to kill 2 enemies, which means you got to get 2 headshots. It's kind of a nightmare. One of the worst parts of this run is the last part of slums, okay?
Fuck this.
So we, from this point forward, we are focused a little bit on ammo conservation.
You ready?
Yeah.
So if you use, basically you want to use 1 bullet here.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I'll cover you. Get the angle.
And in case you forgot to reload, I recommend hitting right. Now, again, you want to approach that crate where the enemies are hiding behind to the right. If you approach from the left, sometimes your sprint punch will hit his back and it won't work. I've never had it where you hit his back approaching from the right. It's also a little bit faster. But the enemy on the left that pops up first, he will pop up at different times. Sometimes he pops up right away. Other times he pops up really late and you're just waiting for him. I think one time I had it where they both popped up at the same time, but that is rare. Okay, if that happens to you, just know the universe hates you. Okay? But yeah, there is randomness with when the guy on the left will pop up. Okay? Once you headshot him, sprint to the right and throw a sprint punch. And you'll get the begging here. And remember, turn the camera away, walk away from him, and mash square. And you'll get that. Now, I have the file, but from this point forward, the moment you kick him, what you want to do is hold down sprint. And watch this. If you keep sprint held down the entire time, watch my controller input on the bottom right. We're keeping sprint held down the entire time. And what that's going to do, don't move, because if you have sprint held down, but you're not moving, you're not draining his sprint, okay? It's only while you're moving. So just keep it held down.
Give me your hand.
You got to move a little bit in front of Tess, but keep it held down. And what this is going to do is, make sure to reload here if you have to. It's going to keep your sprint up until right about here. And then you move on to the next area. We'll go back, but if at any point, even before the triangle prompt or after, if you let go of sprint and then hold it back down, the encounter's already finished. Basically what happens is, as long as the game...
Over here, Joel.
I know. As long as the game still thinks you're in the encounter and you don't have sprint held down, as long as you hold down sprint before the encounter is finished. Yeah, as long as you hold down sprint before the game thinks the encounter is finished, you can sprint into the next area even though there are no enemies around. It's a non-encounter part right here. And I gotta tell you, that takes a little bit of getting used to. So we'll go back. Another option is you could restart checkpoint the very moment you kill the guy, and it places you in front of the triangle prompt,
Let us through.
but you lose the sprint. Being able to sprint is faster than not being able to and doing the restart
You don't
checkpoint.
want to do this.
Turn the fuck around.
I'll do this like 2 more times, but I'll show you. If you let go of sprint at all, you just lose it.
Bitch,
All right?
I'll bash your skull unless you turn around and get your dumb ass out of here.
And I'm only mentioning the R1 thing here because
Take cover!
there is one run that I lost because I
Ready?
reloaded here instead of...
I'll cover you.
So I recommend
Keep the
using
angle.
right on the D-pad for the gun. All right, run right and forward. Oh!
Asshole!
Universe hates me. They both pop up at the same time. I'm telling you that's rare, okay? Turn the camera away. Mash square. Now... Alright, I let go of sprint. Now watch, he's already lost it. That being said, I honestly don't know at what point you, like, lose your sprint. Like, after the enemy's dead, I don't know the threshold for when you let go of sprint and then hold it back down. What I usually do is I kick, and then just as I'm about to move him, I hold sprint and forward. That's pretty much it. The run would be dead, because part of the strategy in cargo is you have to have taken some damage at one point so you can heal. Because once you make it through the door with Marlene, after cargo, you're forced to walk. You can't even crouch, so you have to pretend to heal. Just as he's about to pull the bandage, you, like, let go, and he crouches the whole
I'm
time.
not going anywhere.
That's for later, though.
Without Robert.
All right, let's do this again.
Bitch, I will bash your skull unless you turn around and get your dumb ass out of
So
here.
yeah, if you notice, when I'm when the guy's begging and I'm waiting for the kick, I don't have sprint held down. I'm getting his stamina back while waiting. And again, I hold sprint like right after I kick, and I can hear him. Or right after I hear the kick is what I'm trying to say.
This.
There's also something else I'm doing. You noticed it in 3 Infected. I don't know if I mentioned it, though. Sometimes I aim with sprint. This will come into play later in some areas. But most of the times I'm sprinting, and then I aim with sprint held down. That's because when you start moving again, your sprint happens right away. Like, your sprint starts up again right away. If you aimed like this, you fired, and then you sprint and forward, it takes him just a fraction of a second to start his full momentum going. Basically, and again, this will come into play in other parts much later. Actually, right here. We did it in 3 Infected, and I do it here. I know I do it in Winter. I do it in Pittsburgh. I do it in a lot of areas. I do it in Financial. In certain parts, when you're sprinting forward and then you aim and fire, you keep sprint held down the entire time, and his sprint just starts up right away again. Keep in the back of your mind that you're still losing stamina, but it shouldn't matter. Okay, here we go.
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking kill you!
I'll cover you. Get the angle on them.
You're gonna pay for this!
All right, let go, sprint, camera away, mash square, and go. And if they drop ammo, pick it up. I usually mash triangle afterwards, but you don't have to. Okay, right here. Hold sprint. Don't let go of it. If you let go, you lose the sprint the rest of the way.
Give me your hand.
Get in position there. Hit triangle. And just keep it held down.
There you go.
And there we go. And you want 3 entering this area. Any less isn't good. Any more is like a gift. And then as soon as you crouch right here, when you notice him, you can use like the load file time, but I notice when he starts to put the gun away, that's a checkpoint. And he's already like dropping down, so it saves like a second.
More Robert's guys.
All right, this area.
How do you know
This is
they're
where
coming?
it gets a little
One of
bit
our guys
more
died trying to take Tess out.
complicated.
I guarantee that she...
All right, one of the enemies here will say Jesus. The moment he says like J, that's the checkpoint. And this is the first time when we'll be able to see it. You don't have to like check the load file time for this checkpoint. It will change from checkpoint to checkpoint and encounter. Okay?
He and Joel are on their way here right now to get Robert.
You watch. Right there. See that? Oh, my webcam is placed perfectly so you can see it. The only thing below it is quit to main menu. But yeah. That's the checkpoint right there. It doesn't, for this instance, it doesn't matter which one you select here. But yeah, I'll update the save file here. And this is how you perform this area. Perfect.
Let's search the area.
That was absolutely perfect. So if you noticed, when I killed this guy, I pulled out the gun and reloaded and then picked up... Yeah, I pulled out the gun, picked up ammo, reloaded it, and while I was reloading, I picked up the key and the bullet that he dropped. Yeah, you want to enter this part with 3, and you want to enter this next part with 3. Sometimes you can enter with 4, but that is what involves the using 2 bullets in the 3 infected instead of 3. Basically what would happen is if you entered here with 4 because you decided to use 2 bullets in the 3 infected instead of 3, this guy always drops ammo. This guy sometimes drops ammo. But if you enter here with 3, he'll always drop ammo. Okay? So basically entering this area and the next area with 3 is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Sometimes you can enter with 4, but that's only involved if you get a bullet dropped from the enemy in the previous area or you use 2 bullets in the 3 infected. But as we saw, that's quite a bit slower. So we don't have to do a load file here. We can just do this over and over. Let's start with just leaping over this thing. You don't, in the original, we would do it like this. You don't have to. You can hold sprint down and forward, and then just hit X, and he'll do like the faster leap. So you just start with that. Like that. Because if you don't time it right, and you just go like this, see how he didn't do a fast leap there? You need to give him time to like get sprint stored up. So like this. Much faster. Now, you could do a second leap over the thing there. Like this is technically faster. The one problem with it, and you just saw it right there, that's the problem. The closer you get to this doorway, or to Joel's standing position right here, this enemy turns his body earlier. And if you want this guy to be crouched over there so you can slam his head into the crates, you need to, like here, I'll show you. You can still get it to happen. Like this is faster, but if you, this guy sometimes is still in here, or sometimes he runs over here. Even though it worked right there, I can tell you out of experience, it's not consistent. So if you make it here and headshot him too quickly, this guy is not always here. It's more like it doesn't happen in practice, but will happen in the run kind of thing. So I recommend running around this thing, getting in front of this crate right here, and then waiting until you hear Tess shiv that guy, and then headshot him. So you leap over even though it's a tiny bit slower, I recommend it for consistency, because it's not that much slower. Leap over this thing, wait until you hear Tess shiv the guy. Headshot. And then this guy right here will be in one of two places. He's there, but he'll either move this way and you headshot him, or he stays there, you headshot him. You just need to react to what you see. Did you just shoot me? Anyway. And then if you do it the slightly slower way, this guy should almost always be right here. And you can punch him out. Don't use a gun on him, though. Don't use a gun on him, though. And if for some reason you didn't get the begging animation in the first part, punching this guy will give you the begging animation. So basically what I'm saying is, if you don't get the begging animation in the first part of Slums, like the part just before this, what you want to do is you want to do this. And then he would drop to his knees. As you can see, that right there is not much better compared to slamming his head in there. But if you slam his head, you'll get the begging animation if you didn't get it before. So that's faster. Actually, you know what? Did I make a file here? I think so. Let me check. I did. When you load up a file, you get the begging animation right away. So watch. And then... boom. So yeah, just keep that in mind. If you didn't get the begging before, it's a lot faster to just sprint punch him here and then you get the begging. Because if you do the head slam, knowing full well you're gonna get the begging animation, it looks like this. And that's quite a bit slower compared to... that works too. Oh, he just had a heart attack. Okay. Yeah, it's stupid. Okay, but let's say, because most of the time if you do what I did in the first area, you're going to get the begging on that guy. Yeah, sometimes what can happen is instead of a kick, the guy will just die of old age, basically, or die from his injuries. It is kind of funny right now just realizing that punch to the jaw, and then it was such a strong punch that he just dies like 5 seconds later. Anyway. Do the leap. Go over here. Wait until you hear the shiv. Boom. That guy's going to be in one of two places. We got the begging already, so we can just run this way. And basically, the way to get this head slam is just to sandwich him in between the objects. So you have that, looks like an air conditioner. enemy, and then Joel. It's kind of like the prerequisites in the original for like getting pushed against a wall. It's kind of the same thing here. So like sandwich him in between this object. Do that. Now don't hit square because then you're going to get this slow animation. Brutal, but slow. So... yeah.
There you go.
Anyway. Just like that. But then run to the side and then kick him. Now, what you do here is interesting. I don't think I talked about this. There are instances... ignore the body shot there. If you get a body shot there, just shoot him again, and then you'll go into the next area with 2 bullets, but you don't really have a choice because he's not going to die later. So it's the only way you can save it, and hopefully you can get 2 headshots in the next area. But I don't think I mentioned this. Let's say hypothetically, we're introduced to melee weapons later, but let's say hypothetically Joel has a melee weapon in his hand. If you were to hit left or right on the D-pad for a weapon, he would spend time putting the melee weapon away and then pulling out a gun. So it's slow, basically, is what I'm getting at. So what I do here, and in those instances, if Joel has a melee weapon in his hand, and then you hit aim, you aim the gun right away. You skip the animation of Joel putting the melee weapon away. So that's kind of what I do here as well, even though he doesn't have a melee weapon. After I kick the... okay, I combined animations there. Hold on a sec. If I hit square while he's putting the gun away... wait, hold on. Whatever, I got it to look funny before. Basically what I do is I kick him, and then I aim. Not so I can aim, but he pulls the gun out so much faster compared to hitting right on the D-pad. So it's this versus that. That's faster, okay? It applies here, and it especially applies to having a melee weapon in your hands. So that's basically what I do here. When you kick him... oh my god. I know, I see it. It's a fucking Christ game. When you kick him, Joel puts his gun away for some reason. I guess it's the same thing. He thinks you're throwing a punch even though you're throwing a kick. So yeah, when you kick, you want to aim, get the bullet, reload. And that's what I was talking about earlier. If you're reloading and you're picking things up, he picks it up without having to crouch for it. So all of that put together looks like this. Okay, he's over there now. Watch this. Alright, I messed up. Whatever. See that? Now you can aim, triangle, reload, and then pick up. Or you can pick up, aim, reload. That's up to you. I do recommend you do it this way. Like, definitely reload and then pick up the stuff. But if you want to aim, triangle, reload, or pick up, aim, reload, and then triangle, you know, that's up to you. It depends what you're comfortable with. Notice how this guy, when I do the slower strategy, is just almost in the same position every time. If I'm too quick... ow. You see how, like, his head movement is in a slightly different spot. So going this slightly slower way is also for a more consistent, clean headshot. Head slam. Boom. Okay, so I'm gonna... boom, boom. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do there. Play around with what works for you, but yeah. If you enter here with one more bullet than what I had when I started the area, again, the guy you shot first sometimes might not drop ammo. 3 is the minimum you want to enter here with. If you have an extra one, that's okay. That's actually helpful. But, yeah. Okay. The moment you hear the key turn, that is a checkpoint. So let's see, 2814. And you're not going to be able to tell because checkpoint and encounter stay here the whole time. So this one you want to use a load file, or you can listen for it. 2814. Right there. Yeah, right there. As soon as you hear the key turn, that's a checkpoint, and it places you in the next area. It doesn't matter which one you hit, checkpoint or encounter. Okay.
Hey, consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up. Hey!
Okay. Let's just start with the first area. We'll get to this part. I separate this last part of slums into 2 different parts, the bottom floor and the upper floor. The bottom floor deals with 2 enemies. You want to use a bottle and 2 bullets. You could use 3 bullets, but there's 2 enemies here, and a majority of the time you're going to headshot both of them. Okay? That's what's going to happen a majority of the time. So that's very difficult to do in this game. So you want a little bit of security. And because if you do have 3 bullets and you use 2, you'll have 1 for Wharf. And you can do Wharf a little bit faster if you have a bullet. So, yeah. Anyway. No matter what strategy you do, first things first, master this movement right here. You want to pick up the bottle and leap over this crate.
Hey, consolidated.
What you do from this point forward is up to you. Just like 3 Infected, there's like 3 different things you can do here, okay? But you gotta master this movement. Triangle, leap forward. Practice, practice, practice. If you do it quick enough, the bottle, like, you'll actually leap before the triangle prompt does what it's supposed to do. So it'll actually, here, watch, if you hit triangle kind of slow,
Hey, consolidated the crate.
if you do it fast enough, it like won't go to your hand.
Hey,
See that?
consolidated the crate.
Slower leap and you almost get caught. So what you want to do is hit triangle and then leap right away. The game, you did the leap before you actually picked up the bottle. So the bottle's in your inventory, but you leaped before, so having it in your hand kind of cancels out. Okay, I'll show you what I do. Again, you can use 3 bullets. I choose not to, just because I want 3 for upstairs.
Hey, consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
Way to go.
Now that strat is that, but right here, we're going to do the same thing we did at the end of the previous area. I'm going to aim, pick up a bullet, reload, and pick up a bottle and the bullet that's right there. And then head upstairs here. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. So, get the bottle, leap over.
Consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
You can do the whole thing standing. I prefer to do the bottle bash here, because once you start that animation, an enemy can't cancel it. If you were to punch him, he can shoot you through the punch. If you do a brick or bottle bash, once you start it, you can't get shot at, okay? So I definitely recommend it for that. And that's the enemy that's closest to you. So, yeah, a bit of a safer strategy would be doing this.
Hey, consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
Good.
All right, Tess wasn't supposed to do that. Yeah, that's a bit of a safer strategy by, like...
Hey, consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
Good.
Whoa!
doing something like that, and then you can get a bullet and a bottle, and then a bullet from him right there. This guy never drops ammo, but these two will always drop a bullet. That's actually part of the patch. Their drops were a little bit random before, but after the patch, these guys always drop ammo as long as you're under a certain amount. So, yeah. But just like 3 Infected, there's different ways you can do this. I'll show you another way of doing it. Basically, you have options. Watch this.
Consolidated the crates in the south warehouse.
Good one, Tex.
So right there, you're spoiled for choice, okay? I don't recommend doing that one because the first headshot has to be from really far away. But this is the one that when I do runs, this is what I do.
Consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
And I missed. It's a bit difficult. Again, I'm not completely sold on any one specific thing to do here as well.
South warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
But when it works, it looks nice. See that? I'll do it a few times. Again, this is what I personally go with. Again, you could do this. And you don't... Here's the thing. You don't really have time to get 3 headshots here, which is why you... First of all, you don't have enough ammo, but... Don't rely on Tess to do that for you. Hold on. I'm sure there'll be one where she doesn't do anything.
Hey, consolidated the crates in the south.
I wouldn't recommend it, because I don't want to enter the next area with 2 bullets. You just gotta trust me. This last part can be weird. If I miss the headshot, the run's dead. See? See, the run's dead. Because you have to go over there and get a med kit as well. So, even as good as I am at this game, I don't take the risk of going up here with 2 bullets. Therefore, here, I'm using 2 bullets and a bottle. So, again, you can do this. I'm not a big fan of that one, but it is somewhat simple. This is probably the simplest one.
Consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
Good.
See, that was a little bit... The bottle swing takes your momentum away from the stairs. That's why I don't like that one. And you have to wait a while. So again, what I personally go with a 2-bullet strategy, I go for this, I stand up to get a little bit closer, I missed. Again, it's not an easy strategy.
Hey, consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
See that? The end result ends up being very, very clean. Because what ends up happening when you use the bottle on this guy, he, if you do it fast enough, he's to the right of this crate, so the access to the bottle and the bullets is just easier. So that's the way I recommend. But as you see, the shots can be a little bit difficult. So one of those things, I showed you how to do them. Which one you decide to do is up to you. Okay? You can combine 3 infected, first slums encounter, second slums encounter, third slums encounter to enter or leave an area with as many bullets as you want. Okay? This is what I do. I mentioned in the beginning, the difficult thing about explaining how to do a run of this is there's many different ways to go about it. It's not like the original where there's really just one specific way to do an area. Also, if you go left too early, hold on. You need to stay crouched behind this thing a little bit, because if you try and move too early, they'll spot you. So, when you land on the other side, I recommend just staying in place for a little under a second before you move.
Hey, consolidated the crates in the south warehouse.
Once you get behind some cover. I stand up just to speed up the process of getting closer to them. Because I don't think they'll hear your footsteps.
Consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
Good.
Yeah, see that they don't hear you.
What about Rob?
That being said, if you try and get these shots standing up,
With the knife.
the weapon sway might get you. It should be obvious, but the weapon sway is lower. Is less when you're crouched compared to when you're standing. And it increases when you're moving versus when you're not. So crouched and being in a set position and only moving the camera, the weapon sway is noticeable, but the lowest it can possibly be at this point in the game. So that's why when I move forward, like, again, if you stay crouched, you just... You can do that. Watch, I find it's, like, easier or something.
Consolidated the crates in the south warehouse.
Oop. Yeah, when you move around here,
Hey.
make sure you move left and then forward.
Supplies are locked up.
I don't know. I like standing to get him a little bit closer to the door.
Hey.
And it's not severe. It's like...
The crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
And then boom. Now, animations in this game are quite slow. But what's cool is
Hey. Consolidated the crates in the south warehouse.
swapping from a gun or a melee weapon, whatever's in your hand. If you hit down and square immediately,
With the knife. Paranoid.
the animation is very, very fast. The same thing goes for like a brick bash. What's funny, it's not that fast when you go to throw it. Here,
We'll check in with the others.
watch
and come up
this.
with something.
Okay.
See, it's not that quick when you go to throw it, but if you hit down and square, it's probably the fastest, most responsive animation in the entire game. So yeah. Which makes it more suitable for an area like this.
South warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
Here!
Go, Tex.
Okay, so why do I grab a bottle up here? Well, it's for an instance of, I think, the first encounter that we had here. There was an enemy that ran in front of me, and I bottled him to the ground. How do I explain this part right here? Well, it's probably the worst. These last two enemies are probably the worst encounter in the entire game. I'm half joking, half serious, because there are so many different combinations of what they can do. Basically, random as fuck, exactly. The only thing we know about the area... when you get right here, if you hear conversing, because remember, awareness indicators are going to be off, so we're not going to know if it's going to flash or not. If they converse, like you're alerted, and then I hear them this way or whatever, if you hear a conversation between the two of them, they're both going to be upstairs. If you sprint here and you hear nothing, one is upstairs, one is downstairs. That's all we know. No matter what, we don't do different things based on what we hear. What you do is you sprint forward, get to the corner here, and aim. Okay? You don't want to get here and then do this, because then you might get two enemies popping up at you. So no matter what we do, we get here and then aim at the corner. Okay? Okay. So you get here and aim at the corner of the wall. Again, if you hear a conversation between the two of them, they're both upstairs. If you hear nothing, one's upstairs, one's downstairs. That's all we know. Okay? And one thing to point out, the most frequent thing you get here is you hear them and then they crouch behind an object. And they're both upstairs. Here, you know what? Hold on.
Dead asshole!
He called his buddy a dead asshole. Anyway. The most frequent thing is they're right here. Now, the reason you don't want to do it here is because if he's there, the other guy's going to be right there. Ow! Okay, so you want to basically be where Tess is right now. And yeah. I also didn't mention something else. When Joel gets shot, he reacts to it in two different ways. Okay? Sometimes it just acts as a graze, and other times he really, really dramatically reacts to getting shot. That's not just an animation thing. That also does more damage. Let's see if I can do that here.
Consolidated the crates in the south warehouse.
Over here!
Hold on. Watch. Okay, so he like he really got hurt from that. That's not just an animation thing. That did more damage compared to, hold on, that. Notice how that one wasn't as dramatic? You can kind of feel it. And that one right there. See, he didn't react to it. The first shot where he reacted so violently, like this.
You hear him? Over there!
Like that. See how he like, oh God, that hurt, I'm gonna stumble forward. That does more damage compared to him just getting shot but not reacting to it. It's not just an animation thing. It's a how much damage you take from it thing as well. And it's dumb. It's basically like in the Pokemon games. Is this move going to critical hit him or not? I don't fucking know. It's kind of the same thing here. I've always compared it to that. I remember the old Pokemon Stadium. I do an attack, and sometimes it's a critical hit. Well, what made it a critical hit? I don't fucking know. It just was. It's kind of the same thing here. One thing is, you don't want to be sprinting towards an enemy, okay? Not sprinting. It has nothing to do with sprinting. If you're moving towards an enemy, their accuracy is perfect. See that? But if you're moving away from them,
Over there!
see that? It's worse. So them being super accurate actually doesn't have anything to do with sprint. I could be crouched, but still moving towards them.
Hey,
I hear you!
All right, maybe not quite. If you're...
Here! This way!
See that? And you see how much more damage it's doing when he reacts to the bullet. So yeah, if you do get in a firefight, don't move towards them if you think they're going to shoot you. I do that in financial sometimes. A guy climbs up, and I need to reload my gun, so I'll literally just be moving back while he's doing that. But, yeah. Putting all of that together, let's see...
consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
Over here!
And you also saw right there, once you start the bottle smash, or the bottle swing, whatever, they're not going to shoot you. It's a very convenient thing that they decided to do. Get the bullet, reload, pick up the bottle and the bullet. You got 3 bullets coming into here. Let's see what we get. I'm going to aim. All right, there's one enemy there. Now, I'm going to shoot this guy and then the guy on the left. The reason I don't go over here is because he very well could have popped up at the same time as the other guy. This guy on the left isn't going to pop up if he doesn't see me. So basically, you position yourself in a way so that the guy on the right will see you, but the guy on the left doesn't. When you headshot him, then you move over and get him. Okay?
Hey, consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
Over here!
And I like having a bullet up here in case you get the RNG of the guy running.
This way!
They converse, so he should be here. There he is. Oh, I missed. Whatever, this guy should be here. Yeah, there he is. Now, right there, if I had 2 bullets, the run just died. Okay? There isn't anything you can do to save it. Because what you have to do is you have to go over here and get this med kit before the checkpoint happens. As you saw, the checkpoint happened before, so I'd have to run downstairs. But that right there is the main reason I want to go in with 3 bullets instead of 2. Sometimes you'll be put in a position where you miss a shot. Yeah, if you go in there with 2 and you miss a shot or you body shot someone, the run's over. And I don't like that. So I go in with 3.
Hey, Consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
Okay, fine. You know what's funny? I've never seen that animation before. Hold on, just for...
Hey, consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked.
That's cool. Sorry, I know this is a professional tutorial, but I've never seen that animation before. How about that? Doesn't help us at all, but... I've seen it with the brick, but I've never seen it with the bottle. Usually because the bottle is the one that knocks him to the ground. Very rarely are you going to punch someone to the ground and then swap to a bottle and hit square. But there's an animation for that. How about that? Yeah, don't do that, by the way. Let's focus on it working. Because I still got to show you how many different things you can get on the top floor.
Supplies are locked up.
Get them! He's over here!
Right, they converse, so he's over here. Oh, and he's not over there. Where is he? Okay, that guy I think was on the stairs walking up. I've gotten that one a few times. I'm not kidding when I say, when you enter up, like go up the stairs and then get in position, there may be about 100 different things they can do. I'm not kidding. Okay, like that one. There was the guy on the right, and I think the other guy was running up the stairs.
Hey, consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
Oh, I missed. Whatever. Let's see what we get. No conversation. Now, if you don't hear them converse and you aim and no one pops up, the next thing you listen for are footsteps. I just heard footsteps, so what I'm going to do is this. Get him. And then this guy will be right down here. And then you get the bottle and the med kit. That right there is the reason I get a bottle before going upstairs. Just in case that specific animation happens. I'm not kidding when I say there's probably 100 different things these two enemies can do. That is a possibility. There's also an instance where, what happens? I don't hear them converse, I aim, and there's a guy behind one of the things and shoots me. Give me 1 second. What happened here? Oh, yeah, this is a good one. Thanks, Vic. Okay, watch this. Watch this. This is one that happened to me in a PB. I know exactly what this is. Watch this.
Hey, he's over here!
Who are you? What is that? What? There was a guy right here. Why is there a guy there? I did the bottom floor perfectly. Why was he there? I don't know, because that's just one of the things that can happen. And it sucks a lot. Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
Consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
There you go.
Whatever. We gotta get closer to the door. You gotta make sure you're close to the door, otherwise that bottle swing is just gonna whiff. There's one. He should be over here. He's not. He's over here, I think. Where is he? Tess is pointing this way, so... Yeah. If something happens where you trigger the alert downstairs and you take a while to make it upstairs, you're going to notice some more weird results. So you got to work quickly if you want something semi-consistent upstairs. That one I had to look at Tess to know where he is.
The crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
Ah, I missed. I feel like I need to get closer to the door.
Hey, consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
Bitch! Right here!
There we go. That right there is exactly how I want it done. I'm reloading, I get the bottle and the pistol ammo. What do we got here? I guarantee you. Yeah. Alright, where's this guy? Right here. Because we didn't use a bullet on him, we can just do that. I'll do it a couple more times. Yeah, if you don't hear them converse and you're aiming and no one's shooting back at you, you're going to get that guy running around and running in front of you. That's why you have the bottle. And then because you have 3, you can just body shot the guy. That other enemy will either be like in front of the stairs or he'll be crouched beneath you behind a crate. Okay? I know he's there because of repetition.
Hey, consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
Just like that.
I'm not doing this very well. Hold on. We'll move on in a second.
Consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
There we go. Bottle ammo. I hear footsteps. Boom. And he dropped ammo. Ooh, I get to leave here with 3. That's a dream. I'm not going to because that never happens, but wow, that'd be cool.
Hey, consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
Right here!
There we go. You cannot practice this area enough, okay? This one's the most frequent. He's right here. Boom. Run over here. This guy's over here. I'll go on that one. Okay, now, you want to enter the next area with a bottle and the med kit. The med kit just to have a med kit. But you need to make sure you've picked them all up before the game thinks the encounter is finished. Because what's going to happen, you don't just hit triangle and pick it up. You have to hit triangle, he puts the gun away, and then he picks it up. Okay? So right here, I hit triangle, he's in the process of picking it up, and I'm pausing over and over to make sure that the med kit is in his hand before it just goes to checkpoint instead of checkpoint and encounter. And we just keep going over and over and over. Right there, see that? All right, now the encounter is finished. And if you restart checkpoint, it will place you at the bottom, right in front of the gate. So the restart checkpoint is definitely worth it here. The thing is, if you pick up the bottle, if you don't, most of the time you're not going to use a bottle. Most of the time you're not going to use a bottle, but if you do, there's a bottle right here, and then the med kit right here. If it changes from checkpoint and encounter to just checkpoint before the med kit was acquired, don't restart checkpoint because you'll be teleported to the bottom and the med kit won't be acquired. So then you have to sprint to the bottom. It's obviously a few seconds slower, but it's mandatory. Okay? Okay. Let's make a new file here. I've shown just about everything. Slums. You cannot practice slums enough. It's a lot worse in this game compared to the original. Now for Wharf. Here's the thing. When you're doing a speedrun, Wharf has to be done on the first try. If it fails, the same strategy won't work from a restart encounter. And I will be honest with you, I don't have a backup. I'll show you why, first and foremost. What we do here is very specific. I'll show you and explain why.
There's our boy. That cocky son of a bitch.
So just like in the key drop part of Slums, we're going to sprint forward and X so we leap over this crate. Same as before, just like that, nice and simple.
Be smart about this. There's a lot.
Reload the pistol if you haven't already.
Yeah, well, we lost our contact.
Whoa!
A little bit after getting alerted, sprint. Okay, that was perfect. Now, the thing about this area is there is a lot of randomness with it. The act of leaping over the crate and then running to a spot where they notice you and then you start sprinting, that's the same every single time. Even the timing of when you start sprinting. Basically, once they spot you, don't anticipate it and hit sprint. Basically, react to it. It's like, whoa, and then hold sprint, okay? Basically, sometimes there's an enemy that can follow you to the door, and there's an enemy guarding the door. That enemy guarding the door, I don't have a way to prevent an enemy following you. Basically, what happened right there is what's supposed to happen every time. But yeah, the main randomness is going to come from the enemy that's guarding the exit. Because unlike the original, there can't be an active enemy within like a certain radius of the door. Otherwise, the triangle prompt just can't be hit. It's all faded. If there's an enemy next to you at the door and he runs away, then you can. It's not like you have to kill everyone. There just can't be an enemy near the door that leads here. Okay. First things first, before we get to that spot, I'm going to go over some things. Oh, I'll show you why we can't do this from a restart encounter. I kind of forgot about that. But, yeah. The whole act of sprint leaping over the crate, jogging to the spot where you're alerted, and then sprinting, that
cocky son of a bitch.
Let's go wrap this up.
yeah, that's the same every time. And I'll also show you how specific it has to be. When you do a sprint, let's just break things down here. When you do a sprint leap over this crate, you have to be like hugging that forklift there. If you angle yourself too far to the left, they'll spot you. It's very precise. So watch, if I go this way,
Be smart about this. There's a lot.
they spot me. You need to be close to this thing. I'll also show you right here why you can't do this from a restart encounter or a restart checkpoint.
Let's be smart.
When you leap, this guy is in your way.
Get them!
So you're fucked, is what you are. So,
Let's be
I
smart
suppose if
about
we're going to do a backup, it would be this.
Get him!
Ow. No, there is no backup. No, then that guy's aggressive towards it. I don't have a backup for this. It would be something involving going this way. And doing that, you don't need a shiv. Yeah, something involving going this way. So something like that, all right? You don't have to crouch at all. You can stand the whole time. But you need to throw a bottle to distract them, and then you can go around the slow way. That's... I'll show it one more time. Again, I don't really have anything concrete. You don't need the shiv there. I'm coming up with this on the spot. Okay, so... I don't know why they're not.
There ain't shit here. See that?
Like, I have no clue what I'm doing. Okay, so... That's why I recommend not fucking this up on the first try. Alright, so what did I do? I showed off, when you do the sprint leap, you have to stay to the right so you're not spotted very early. And, yeah. Ooh, my throat's sore.
There's our boy.
No, I was trying to come up with a strategy on on the fly. I don't have a strap. I don't have a backup strap for this. Okay, so yeah, run towards this forklift and then just get off to the left side of it, and then wait to get alerted. Whoa, and then start sprinting. Okay, this enemy right here. The only thing I can say about this enemy, it's faded right now. Here, you know what? I'll use this. He always goes to crouch behind that thing. What he does after that will determine what you do. If he leaves that spot early, you can sprint the whole way and go to punch him. If he moves from that spot late, he'll be aiming at you, and you have to take care of him. So I'm just gonna... He left early, so I'm pretty sure I can... Alright, if he does that, you just do this. And what's cool is he always drops a bullet. So not only do you have to kill him, but he almost always drops a bullet, whether you have 0, 1, or 2. He always does. Okay, let's go back one more time here. I'll edit this out. And pause the recording. What else is there to mention about this part? If you enter here with no ammo. I'll do this one more time with ammo.
There's our boy. That cocky son of a bitch.
Let's go wrap this up.
Alright, so we'll do this again. Sprint leap forward, check reloading the pistol, hang to the right, start sprinting when you're alerted. Right there. You won't get shot. This guy, I don't know what he's doing, so I'm just gonna go. Alright, Tess is taking care of someone behind me. And then you just go. Now I need to mention, it's not happening yet, but that enemy in the back, the one that's guarding the exit, you're not always going to be able to successfully sprint forward and punch him. Sometimes, I wouldn't say most of the time, but sometimes, the moment you round, I think it's like a blue lift that he's behind. Sometimes he's already aiming at you and moving this way, ready to shoot you. So a strategy that you can do, much like with a lot of other areas in this game, there's a lot of different things you can do here.
Yeah, well, we lost our contact.
This part remains the same no matter what. So, alright, he left his spot late, so he's going to be aggressive. Yeah, that's the common denominator there. Did you see how... Hold on. Perfect thing to look at here. That was perfect. I'm really glad that happened, actually. That's the giveaway to whether or not he's going to be aggressive or not. See, look. So he always crouches behind that spot, but notice I'm here, and he started to move really early. So what happens is he goes to crouch behind that thing and then run away. But the example that just happened, watch how late he decides to move. So he crouches behind the thing. Oh no, yeah, that one you could do that as well. I think it's this one. Yeah, see, he's still there. Only there does he decide to start moving. So when he does that, look at him. If I were to start running, or if I were to keep running towards him to punch him, I would literally be dead. Okay? So what I do is, you have to notice it. Again, It's pretty easy to tell between like the last two examples. Like the one example, he started moving right here, but here he doesn't start moving until right here. If he moves late, he's going to be aggressive. If he moves early, I think you can just keep running. Okay? That's really it. Now, what happens if you don't have a bullet? Here, you know what? I'll get rid of the bullet and the bottle. You need the bottle for later. Cargo, not here. I'm just saying, if you notice when I'm running, there's a bottle already. Well, if you don't have a bullet here, the strategy doesn't change that much. Like, if you notice the guy starts to move from his position early, you run up and punch him. Instead of using a bullet afterwards, you punch him again and kick him to kill him. But what happens if you don't have a bullet and you get him to be, and he leaves late and he's going to be aggressive? What you do is crouch walk towards him, and then you wait. That's what happens.
There's our boy.
You have no choice. Like, if you have a bullet here, use it because it's faster. And it might defend you if he's aggressive.
Let's go wrap this up.
Anyway, but right here, if you don't have a bottle, you need one for cargo. What we're going to do is pick it up on our way using the weapon swap thing. So swap to the med kit. Get the bottle. All right. Yeah, he's aggressive. And then just wait for him to run away. So that right there is what you do. That right there is what you do if you don't have a bullet. If you do have a bullet, you either sprint all the way, punch him, and shoot him, or you shoulder swap, aim, and shoot him when you notice he's aggressive. If you don't have a bullet, same thing as the first way. You sprint punch and then sprint punch again. It becomes complicated when he's aggressive and you don't have a bullet. Okay? But, yeah. Did you think that this area would be so complicated? Well, it is. I'll do this a couple more times, but,
There's our boy.
yeah. Man, oh man.
That cocky son of a bitch.
Let's go wrap this up.
Like I mentioned with this part, there is a specific way to do it. It should be performed the same every time.
Yeah, well, we lost our contacts.
Whoa. Run. Alright, let's look at him. Early movement. I'm gonna keep going. I'll do it one more time. I think you get it by now, but, yeah. You know what? Hold on. We relax. No, I'm going offline after this one. I just want the first chapter made tonight. Kind of helps rip the Band-Aid off.
There's our boy. That cocky son of a bitch.
Let's go wrap this up.
Let's be smart about it.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Hang to the right, start sprinting. Now. Let's see what he does. Okay, he's in a weird spot. I'm gonna aim. Oh, he got me once. Someone behind me? No, that's Tess's. Sometimes I feel like there's someone... Well, if there's someone following me, there's not much I can do. But, no, if you hear footsteps, they're most likely Tess's. Okay, I could have saved that. I could have saved that, but I was a little bit... I let him get too far to the left, right? Okay.
There's our boy. That cocky son of a bitch.
Let's go wrap this up.
Let's be smart about this. There's a lot of them.
For a long time.
Yeah, well, we lost our contacts.
If you don't have any ammo, I almost always recommend crouching like right here. All right, he's late, so I'm gonna... See that? I knew he was gonna be there. But yeah, like I mentioned earlier, if you don't have any ammo, I recommend... Hold on. Still have this one saved. I recommend, if you don't have any ammo, I almost always recommend you crouch walk a little bit. Right, like there, on the corner of this, whatever these are. They look like pipes or something, like right there. You crouch walk until you get to about here, and then you sprint, because by that time, if the guy is aggressive, he's kind of given up aiming at you. And you can also, a tiny bit, here, I'll probably end up doing this one more time. Basically, like, if you have a bullet, you should always be aggressive, either sprinting the whole way, or shoulder swap aiming behind that, looks like a lift, like I mentioned, that he's hiding behind. But if you don't have a bullet, again, what you can do is crouch, like, right here. And then you can actually see through that thing, so you could see his head to know if you want to... Yeah, I think you get it now, but I'm gonna do it one more time, and yeah, we'll do it like that. Because again, if you don't have ammo, the guy ends up being aggressive and you sprint the whole way, not only are you not going to be able to kill him, you're just going to die doing it. I swear to you.
That cocky son of a bitch.
Let's go wrap this up.
Let's be smart about this. There's a lot of them.
For a long time.
Yeah, well, we lost our contacts.
Okay, he's... No, he's not aggressive. Am I getting followed? Whatever. I don't want to enter the next area with no health, so one more time. But yes, I do recommend, if you don't have ammo, to almost always crouch at the corner of those pipes, it looks like. Look through, there's a little opening, try and find where the enemy is, and then go forward. It really is the best you can do. Which is why I've been clearly, as you've seen, this area is a lot easier and faster with a bullet. That's why I recommend making it so you have 3 bullets in the last part of slums. Because if it goes well, you're using 2 bullets for 2 headshots, which gives you a bullet for here. And again, like I just mentioned, it's a lot easier
Let's be smart about this. There's a lot of them.
with a bullet.
Yeah, well, we lost our contacts.
Let's see. Okay, he's gonna be aggressive. See that? It may not have been close, but that's the main thing you have. Whether you have a bullet, whether you don't. The guy crouches behind the railing. If he moves early, you can sprint the whole way. If he moves from that position later, he's going to be aiming at you. Keep that in mind. And whatever you do after that is up to you. Like right there, if I'd sprinted the whole way, I would have been shot and killed.
Oh, shit! Back, get the fuck back!
We just want to talk, Robert.
And that's that.
We got fucking nothing to talk about!
It can be
Put your gun down.
sneaky, tricky.
Go fuck yourself!
He's running.
Robert!
All right.
You,
This
Joe!
way.
The very moment you hit triangle, checkpoint. And he's like already there kicking the door open. Use this time to reload your pistol.
We almost got him.
And cutscene. Okay, we're almost done here. At least for this this video. Alright, unlike the original, we do not need that melee weapon to our right. Serves no purpose.
You want this deal? We gotta move.
I'm gonna do a leap over this thing right here.
I know a way around this. Come on.
And go. Okay. I am gonna make a save file here because there's something here. Let me show you. So you can climb up the ladder before Marlene, but you gotta angle yourself a certain way, like so. Just like that. This will probably send me back.
We gotta get
Alright, yeah, hold on.
out of here. Now. You want this deal? We gotta move. I know a way around this. Come on.
So yeah, doing it that way, it is faster, because you don't have to do this. Wait for it, hold on. Once she starts climbing, you can't for a little bit. And then I would already be up there, but instead it's her. So, yeah. What you have to do is... Oh, I can't go back down. That's cool. Oh, God. Can he die from that? Hold on. Sorry. I need to check. Just for... Oh, you can't kill him. That's dumb. Anyway, what you want to do, Marlene will pull the ladder down and then get right about here. You don't want to be right here because she'll knock you off. You want to be just a little bit to her left, but still holding forward so you're not moving. And then just mash X. That's pretty much what you have to do there. I wanted to kill him.
We gotta get out of here. Now. You want this deal? We gotta move. I know a way around this. Come on.
So again, it's a minor time save, but it's, you know, it's something. So get just a little bit to her left, but be behind her. And then hold forward and mash X. Just like that. You'll get it every time. And as you can see, you're, like, right there behind her. She'll speed up, so you can just round your corners, stuff like that. Okay, now. Marlene and Tess will teleport to the windows of this building as soon as you make it inside the building as well. So basically race to get inside. And even though you can't see it, Marlene and Tess, they just teleported to the window right now. I use this time to get a shiv.
Why do you think I'm turning to you guys?
And then they're always just going to move at their own pace. Marlene sometimes gets a little stuck right there. What you want to do not get in Marlene's way. You can push her out of the way. Being in her way at all, even when you're like... I don't know where the checkpoint is for this. Let me see something. If I have to go back, I will. Oh, that's perfect. I'll go from here. So basically right here. So you want to get inside as fast as you can. Get a shiv for later.
This way.
Doesn't really matter what you do here, but even right here, if you get in her way at all... See how she, like, moved out of her way, and now she's walking kind of slow. And then sometimes she can, like, brake at the door. Never, ever get in front of her, okay? Like, you can't really control how fast she enters the building. Okay? Like, you get the shiv.
This way.
Turn around. Like, that was pretty fast. I don't know. Like, as you can see by her steps, she's taking, like, longer steps. She's walking a little bit faster. So, basically, get the shiv. I'd recommend turning around and looking at her and moving close to her. Never get in her way. All right. And then there's something right here. Is there any checkpoint that's been hit? Yes. Let me see. Oh, I guess not. Whatever, we'll do it one more time.
Holy shit. Is that your people? What's left of them? Why do you think I'm turning to you guys? This way.
You notice the, like right there, did you notice the difference there? Compared to before? Marlene's speed of hopping in the building. I don't think you have any control over that. Just give me a second here.
Is that your people? What's left of
So look at Marlene right here.
turning to you guys. This way.
They were like twins hopping in there, right? But
Why do you think I'm turning
this time, I did it. See how she kind of stutters at the window? That is legitimate time loss. I don't know if there's a way to prevent it, is kind of the point I'm getting at. But whatever. Get the shiv, because you need it. You can ignore the other stuff. Don't get in her way, because it will affect her walking. And then right here, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the door here,
Joel, give me a hand.
but
with
we're going to
this.
get in front of her, which used to be difficult, but I found an easy way to do it. I honestly don't know if you have to crouch, but I do it anyway. So I'm going to crouch, and then just
Hey.
squeeze right by her.
I'll live.
It's that simple. And then you want her to push you, but it's kind of difficult. Okay?
Hey, how you holding up?
Yeah, I can't
I'll
practice that from here. There's no need to crouch. All right. Yeah, you just kind of slide past her a little bit. Here, hold on. I'm editing out repeat parts,
Holy shit. Is that your people? What's left
just so I don't have to do it in
Why do you think I'm
post.
turning to you guys. This way.
Yeah, looking at her doesn't... Look at her foot clip through the thing there.
Joel, give me a hand with this.
Okay, so it looks like you don't need to crouch. You can do it anyway if you'd like, but yeah, just
Hey.
get
how you
around
holding
her,
up?
just like that.
I'll live.
Yeah, you don't have to crouch. Just get around her like that. I gotta get her to push you forward as much as you can. Here, I'll show a better example of that.
Holy shit. Is that your people? What's left of them? Why do you think I'm turning to you guys? This way.
Yeah, there's no way to speed her up on purpose. My god, this first video is gonna be over 3 hours long. Shit.
Joel, give me a hand with this.
So you want to get around her,
Hey, how you holding up?
but then have her
live.
push you. Which can be difficult because her running speed is faster than yours. So you do want her to get... If you stay ahead of her the whole time, that actually
Soldiers.
like is
That's the way out.
detrimental because she has to get ahead of you at some point.
The door under the bridge.
Ain't a big fan.
Alright, I'll make a file here, but this area works the same from a restart encounter.
We can sneak by them, even though I know that's not your style.
We'll see how it goes.
Okay. Like usual, I'll do the area as normal, and then break down each individual part. But the main thing with this area, Joel hasn't taken any damage in this attempt so far. He has to have damage because once we make it through the door that they're talking about on the other side, the game restricts you to only being able to walk. You can't crouch walk, which you saw was faster. You can't run. You can't crouch walk. You can only walk. So you have to take damage, and then we can use the med kit And just as he's about to pull the strap to actually use it, you let go, and then you can do it again, and then again, and then again, and he's crouch walking. It's like our own makeshift crouch walking, basically. You're fake healing. So he has to take damage, because if you if you enter the next area with full health, you lose over 17 seconds just in movement. Okay?
Let's get moving.
So again, this area works the same from the beginning versus a restart encounter, so we can do this as many times as we want very quickly.
You picked the wrong day to screw with us.
Go fuck yourself.
Good. Stay quiet.
Get him!
Alright, there's our damage.
Moving up. Got you covered.
Okay, the one thing that wasn't shown there, did you see the guy behind the crate in front of us that aimed out this way? He's supposed to be on the bottom, okay? That's the reason we have the... Yeah, that's... Well, no. We enter here with a bottle for that first enemy in our way, but we pick up another bottle for that enemy on the bottom, because unlike Worf, you can hit triangle prompt on this door right here, with an enemy like right next to you. Okay, so it's not like Worf. You could kill nobody, and sometimes actually there's an enemy right here. As soon as you hit triangle, you're invincible, and you can just leave, which is actually different. This is a patch difference compared to like a year ago, or a little over a year ago. It used to be you'd hit triangle and the enemy could like punch you, and he'd punch you out of bounds and you would die from fall damage. It's stupid. They fixed it so that once you hit triangle, you cannot be hurt. Even if a guy throws a punch, nothing happens. So that was the fix they made. But yeah, that was a really good attempt. I want to do it one more before I explain the specifics. Just because that enemy way over there is supposed to be on the bottom, and he was up top. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I didn't mean to leap that way. Alright, this guy's on the bottom here. There he is. Okay. Did you see that? This guy will also drop a bullet. So if you are in a position like that, I do recommend killing him, because he will drop a bullet. And you need at least 2 pistol bullets for much later. You can get ammo later on, but you're guaranteed ammo from the guy on the wharf and here. So I recommend killing them both. Now this enemy can be either right here, or he can be right here, or he can be right here. That can actually happen? Oh, that's dumb. That's dumb. Whatever. I'm saying that guy on the bottom can be in 3 different places. In the original, he would always be on or around the stairs. That's not really the case in this game. Again, he's in either of the 3 spots I mentioned before. They're in the middle, behind the thing to the right, or behind the door right here. But yeah. And again, you have to take damage at some point. Okay. Let's start off with the first thing, which is... Yeah, Marlene's in the way, so you want to sprint over that thing. You need to stop sprinting at the top of the stairs. The very top step, because otherwise... Alert. And then that's bad. So first things first is you want to stop sprinting at the top. And then when you leap over those crates, as you saw from the previous attempt, you want to leap over them angled pretty far to the right. And it's not like when you're, you know, crouch behind a thing and then you hold sprint and forward and X like we were doing earlier in Slums and Wharf. This one is just a quick, that's all you got to do. So when you do leap over this thing, you can do it from far away, and you can do just like that. And then you hold forward, and then you wait until the very moment the guards are alerted, and then you throw the bottle. And then you look at the guard in the back, and the moment he moves, that's when you crouch. Otherwise, he's aggressive. So just all of that together.
We need to get to that door.
Looks like this. Make sure you don't hit L3. So stop sprinting. Sprint leap.
Good. Stay quiet.
Sprint and throw. Now, if you crouch late, this guy will be aggressive most of the time. Ow. There's the damage. Where is he? There he is. Oh, he didn't drop ammo. That's weird. Anyway, it didn't happen right there. Let me see if I can make it happen. I want to show the... It's as part of a tutorial, it's good to show the consequences of your actions. So let go. Sprint leap. As you can see, you can do it from far away. Sprint and throw. If you crouch late, this guy is aggressive. See that? So what you want to do, after you sprint and throw the bottle, you want to crouch right at around the same time this guy starts moving. Okay? And I'm sure you've noticed when there's an enemy to my left that hears me. So you hear like a, whoa. And then the rest of the guards are alerted. The same thing applies to infected and everyone else. So there's the initial, whoa. Oh, I can't snap with my left hand. I am a righty. Yeah, so like the very moment like the awareness indicator flashes for the alert, it's maybe like a second to a second and a half afterwards that the rest of the enemies like do the same spot like alerted animation, and then they start being aggressive. It's after they're finished with that alert animation is when you need to crouch.
We need to get to that door.
You'll see. I think you get it by now, but yeah. Let go of sprint. Sprint leap. Right. Sprint throw, and then crouch. See that? He'll take cover behind there. This'll hurt. Actually, it won't. I need to take damage. There it is. Alright, he's there. If he's there, you can just go. Okay? The moment I hit triangle, I'm safe. Yeah, if he's behind here, I don't know if I've ever had it where if he's there, he aims at you before you move past him. I don't know if I've ever had that. So if he's there, it's basically free. You just run past. And I don't know if I mentioned this either, but compared to the original, this game is a lot more lenient towards enemies aiming when you're running away from them. In the original, the soft lock or stun lock would be if you had sprint held down. Whether or not you were running towards them or away from them was irrelevant. In this game, the stun lock occurs when you're running towards them. But when you're sprint held down or not doesn't matter. But if you are sprinting away from them, their aim is significantly worse, which really saves our butt in the capital. But we'll get there later. And here. And you noticed in Wharf, too, I never got shot once in my back. You know, so it's just one of those things. Trying to think what else. Yes.
We need to get to that door.
This is a weird detail about this area, but I need to show you this. Let go of sprint, sprint leap, sprint and throw. Now, crouch. You don't want to go this way. Even though there's an enemy to my right there, you can see him. The further away from him you are, the more aggressive he is. The earlier he decides to shoot at you. So watch this. Okay, I got lucky there. Notice how I hit triangle and I was still okay. I told you, you're completely invincible when you hit triangle. I want to show you what happens if you try and run around those crates that way. It's not good. The very moment that guy starts moving, just crouch. Oh wait, I forgot. I'm going this way. Hold on, I didn't do that right. Sorry, my bad. You gotta trust me on this. When you go around, the further away you are from that enemy, the earlier he will be aggressive towards you. No, I'm messing it up. Well, we can just look at him. He waits until he's, like, right next to me before he starts shooting me. When you get close to him, he'll put his gun away and go for melee. So, most of the time, you'll be able to move right past him.
We need to get to that door.
Yeah, when you hug the right side when you turn that corner, he waits a lot longer before he starts shooting at you. He may be closer to you, but he decides to shoot later. There we go. All right, let's go this way just so I can prove. All right, watch. See that? Boom. And you just gotta trust me, it's not better. In that instance, I would... Yeah. And that's really all I can mention. Let me pretend that this is the stairs right here and I'm running towards it. To avoid getting clipped, because as you can see, again, let's pretend like those... Right up there is right here. When you run around, you want to like crouch and then stand up. Because if you stand up here and then start going down the stairs, there's still a bit of your head that they can hit, okay? So when you get right here, you want to crouch and then stand up. By the time you stand up, you're concealed. So there's that ramp there that allows that. Okay.
We need to get to that door.
Wasn't able to show off... Well, I think you noticed. The guy to my right starts shooting at me earlier. So you just don't want that to happen.
Good. Stay quiet.
So you want to go this way. I got shot already. So right here. Crouch, stand up, then sprint. And if he's right there, remember what I mentioned earlier. If he's in the middle, throw the bottle and run backwards. Otherwise, well, you're sprinting directly at him. And you know, I showed you earlier what happens when that happens. So if he's right here, throw the bottle and instantly sprint backwards, okay? There's a better chance that he'll miss his first shot.
We need to get to that door.
That's pretty much it. I can't really think of anything else. Let go, sprint. Sprint, leap.
Good. Stay quiet.
Sprint, throw. Crouch. Pick up the bottle, and go. And go this way, because it's more likely... Okay. Crouch, stand up, sprint, and go. And... You know, I'm going to enter here with 2 bullets. So I'm going to do this one more time, but I'm going to kill him.
We need to get to that door.
Sometimes that guy will aim very, very early. And you have to, You have to bottle him.
Good. Stay quiet.
Crouch. Boom. He's got to take damage at some point. All right, there's the damage. Crouch. Go. You know, just for... There we go. I wouldn't recommend doing that during your actual attempt. But if he is by the door and he aims early, you have to bottle him. And if you bottle him, you may as well just kick or punch kick for the kill and then pick up the bullet he drops. Trust me, you need at least 2 pistol bullets for like the middle of Financial District. And even though there's a chance you can get ammo in other parts of the run, oh man, in my latest remake grind, I had a lot of instances where I didn't get a single bullet dropped from here until we got to Financial. Even though there are actually a lot of instances where you can get ammo dropped. So, just one of those things. Maybe it might be because he almost always... There's some instances he doesn't, but I notice every time I kill that last enemy, he drops a bullet. So, I recommend it. Not if it's out of your way, okay? If he's by the door, I recommend it. If he's in the middle, like at the bottom of the stairs... And you have to bottle... If you have to bottle him out of your way, you may as well just kill him and get the bullet, okay? Is it faster? No. But it makes Financial District a lot easier. Okay. Now for fake healing. I'll make a save file when... Alright, transition to a non-encounter. There's no checkpoint here, just... Okay. So, this is as fast as we can move here. Yeah, this is as fast as we can move here. We can't even crouch. So what we're going to do is heal. And as you can see, it's faster. Problem is...
The place is right up ahead.
You,
Attention. Curfew is now in full effect.
You want to make sure...
outside without proper authorization will be arrested and prosecuted.
You want to make sure, right when he raises his right forearm, that's when you stop. Because you don't want to accidentally heal. That's horrible. That's horrible. So yeah, just like this.
You okay? I'm running on fumes.
Also, don't let go and hit... Hold on. Don't let go of R1 and then... See that right there? Right there. Even though I did... You saw me. I let go of R1, but then I held it back down really quickly. There wasn't enough of time in between for the game to recognize that I stopped healing. Okay? So you want to wait... Like, after you let go of, in my case, R1, you want to wait for a little less than a whole second and then start up again. Now, you're also noticing... So like this.
You okay? I'm running on fumes.
Just like this. This is the pacing. Now notice he put his med kit away. The way to avoid that is when you let go of R1, hit up.
The place is right
like this.
ahead.
Watch this. Let go, up, and then R1 again.
Anyone
Just like
caught
this.
outside without proper authorization will be arrested and prosecuted.
Just like this. By hitting up on the D-pad, you make it so like you're selecting it again, so he won't eventually put it away. So all of that put together, the timing of it all, looks like this.
You okay? I'm running on fumes. But I'll make it.
Again, I try and time letting go when he raises his right forearm. And then, as you can see, I'm waiting about a little less than a second.
The hell are we smoking?
Okay, and right here, halfway up the stairs, is another checkpoint. A very beneficial checkpoint. 4727. Right about there? Yeah, there we go. Checkpoint. And this one places everybody, like, here, and places me further, and it places them in front of me. So, very beneficial one. Mash triangle in front. Cutscene skip. There's not much more. There's doing here what you're supposed to do, and then we have to do the fake healing in the next part as well. Because when we're conversing with Ellie after we climb up into the building, the game also disables your ability to run and crouch walk. If we could crouch walk, we wouldn't have to do this. But, yeah. So just because you took damage in the slums doesn't mean the run is dead. You just gotta hope you don't take any damage in cargo. Right? And if you didn't take damage in slums or wharf, you have to take damage in cargo. Because like I said, not being able to fake heal there and being forced to walk is roughly we timed it. It's roughly 17 seconds slower. Oh, and this is what I mentioned before. I wanna show you something. This is the first time where we can actually use this. Okay. I'm going to... I don't need a timer, I can just count out loud. We're going to go under display and put this back on to 60 frames per second. Okay? I'm going to time it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, I counted 11 seconds. I'll go back, make all the conditions the same. Alright, I counted 11 seconds. Let's put the frame rate back on. Ellie, you have to fucking move. Let's put the frame rate back on unlocked, so now it's higher frame rates, and let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It took 11 seconds before. It took like 10 seconds there. I don't know if you can tell, but it just... It's moving faster, okay? The higher the frame rate is, the faster the dumpster moves. Again, it may not be completely visible, but it's definitely there. Oh, you know what it is? It's especially there compared to like 30 FPS. That's what it is. Regardless.
That'll get us to the north tunnel.
How are we supposed to reach that?
Yeah, it's not much faster compared to 60, but it's a lot faster compared to like 30. Move this over here. There's nothing special here. Just put it close enough. And then just hit X from really far away. It's a slow climbing animation, but there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, and then right at the corner here, the moment they start conversing, start doing it all over again.
Like illegal things?
Sometimes.
You ever smuggle a kid before?
No, that's a first. What's the deal with you and Marlene anyways?
I don't
Remember,
know.
you gotta hit up on the D-pad.
Friend, I guess.
Your friend.
Otherwise, he puts the med kit away, and then you
You're
lose
friends
more
with
time.
The leader of the Fireflies. What are you, like 12?
She knew my mom, and she's been looking after me. And I'm 14. Not that that has anything to do with anything.
So where are you?
Now, could you get the movement so precise that it's faster than this? Maybe,
Been gone a
but
long
you don't want to risk it. Because you might accidentally
Instead of
heal.
just staying in school, you decided
Triangle
to
on the
run
door.
off and join the fuck-
Cutscene skip. And that is where we are going to stop for this video. We went over basic gameplay stuff, and we went from intro all the way through cargo. Yeah. My God, 3 hours and 15 minutes. It's gonna be a long tutorial. Whatever, we got a lot of the explaining of the other stuff out of the way. But yeah. If there's one thing, again, I mentioned pretty early on, the hardest thing about explaining this as a speedrun is, in the original, there was pretty much one way and one way only to do all the encounters. In the remake, you can approach it in so many different ways. There's so many different things that work. And not just work, but like, you have to do because of this, because of that, and yeah, maybe you want an extra bullet, so you use one less in one area, or just other stuff like that. So I think that's why it took so long. Whatever, one video's out of the way. We got another 8 parts. I said I would make one extra part talking about the differences between console and PC. But whatever, this part's out of the way. Look forward to the next one where we'll be going from outside through to Capital. But yeah. Take care. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Not actually going offline. Just stop the recording. Oh my God. You see why I hate making these? They're just so... My jaw hurts. My mouth is dry. Thankfully, I'm like... This is just what I do. So... Forgive me, but it's probably going to take a while to upload, so I'm going to get started with that. And, yeah, tomorrow I'll try and bang out like 2 more chapters, I guess. Billstown shouldn't be that bad to explain. I want to go from, like, outside through all of Billstown, which... At the pace we're doing all of this is going to take a bit of time. So, yeah. yeah, I'm just gonna head offline. But we got the first one out of the way today, which is really what I wanted. So, yeah. All right, but thank you guys for 6 follows and 4 subs. Pretty sure I got a lot of ad revenue in there as well. I suppose it is. I don't know why. Oh, God. All right. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm very, very tired, and I need to upload this, so I will see you guys tomorrow with more of this. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. And yeah, we're doing this for quite a bit longer. I'm going to be a very happy person when this is over. Again, I feel like these have to be made, but they're never fun. They're not fun to do. Whatever. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.